Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless you, Mary Poppins.
What's Mary Poppins got to do with
I don't know. I couldn't think of anyone Christmassy. God bless you, Scrooge.
Tiny Tim Scrooge.
Tiny Tim.
Santa.
Merry Christmas to you too. Feliz Navidad.
Should the North Pole have better HR, or RR, that's Reindeer Resources, so they can take better care of hard-working employees like Rudolph, who's been well known to suffer from workplace bullying? Could turning off the internet be the new version of the lump of coal? Is Mrs Claus the true leader of Christmas? Do elves have mortgages? Is Santa illegally drilling for oil beneath the North Pole? And does this answer the age-old question of who's paying for all of this Christmas stuff? Hello and welcome to the Leading with Integrity Christmas Special 2025. It's wonderful to have you all here. And as that little preview has just given away, we're asking the big questions of Christmas this year. In between some festive, fun questions, discussions, definitely not arguments, over the best Christmas movies, like Die Hard, for example. And we even find time for some festive music controversies as well. And, of course, the occasional serious points about things like consumerism, family time, social media, digital overwhelm, even the meaning of Christmas itself. And to help me with this year's festive leadership silliness, I'm joined by some returning guests from 2025, as well as some recurring favourites from past years, and there's even a brand new face in there too. So in order of appearance, these wonderful people and friends are Emily and Alan Braithwaite of Yellow Tuxedo and the Digital Circus, Simon Holzapfel of the Leaf Labs, Lynn Colepaw of Cyber PR Army Inc., David Bates of Paravel LLC, Dr. Craig Matson of The Mode Switch, Emma Friendship Kilburn of Empower Sales and Marketing, Jodie Newman from The Business Allotment, Kelly West, co-founder of Only Networking, Dr. Cynthia Benson Mercer of Benson Performance Partners, and last but not least, Mr. Drew Dudley of Day One Leadership fame. This is a Christmas Marathon Extravaganza episode, so I hope you're sitting comfortably. I absolutely loved recording all of these segments once again this year, and I really hope you enjoy listening or watching, perhaps whilst preparing Christmas breakfast or Christmas lunch or whenever you end up viewing. Either way, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great festive break this year.
Welcome to the Leading with Integrity podcast. Leadership talk for the modern manager. With your host, David Hatch.
Alan and Emily, welcome back for, what is it, the 17 millionth time it feels like.
It's the third Christmas special.
Third Christmas special plus full-on leadership episode as well. I mean,
Yeah,
right,
true.
look, David, it's tricky.
And
we
New
love
Year's
talking to
episode
you.
as well. Yeah.
Yes.
It's at least the sixth time.
Does this make us your most regular guests?
Yeah, I think you already were anyway, but definitely after this one. Yeah.
Yes, love that.
Yeah.
That is for us. It's rent a mate.
I know. Yeah, we haven't got any other friends. No one else asks us, David.
Oh.
I know.
Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Yay.
David.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Suitably
Season.
attired as well. Well done. I've
Got a
got a
line
new one
pretty
this
hot.
year.
Pretty
Star
hot.
Trek themed.
All right, feeling confident today, are we? Yeah. I
should
like
turn
your
the
Star
heating
Trek
off.
jumper. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, I was waiting for the compliment. Thank you.
It is cool. It is cool.
It just arrived yesterday, so yeah.
Luckily, though, it's also like it's on brand, isn't it? So blues in your thing. And, do you have the same problem as us? It's like type Christmas jumpers in, sort by colour. Yeah.
I tend to sort by theme, and it was very, very difficult to find a Star Trek one, annoyingly. This is
Very,
literally
very
the only
difficult.
one. Yeah.
Difficult to find a yellow jumper at Christmas.
I bet. Yeah.
But doesn't
You'd have
mention
thought over
cheese or
star,
snow.
like theme. That's yellow, isn't it? But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Anyway, yeah. Christmas questions. So because you're like veterans for this episode, I have to skip all the questions you've already answered. Otherwise, there's no need to be here, was there? I could have just cut it from last time.
repurpose.
No one would have known. You could just
exactly.
repurpose it.
Okay, so new ones this year then. I think the first one that you haven't answered before is, if Santa put you in charge of the North Pole for one day, what's the first leadership change you're going to make?
You already have an answer in your head.
No, I don't actually.
Well, we had a similar question to this last year, but not quite. And I just kind of think they're not the most efficient. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people with a lot of opinions in the world, especially elves. And maybe, I don't know. I just keep coming back to Arthur Christmas, the amazing Christmas
That is
film.
my go-to reference.
Yeah. Arthur
yes.
Christmas. And like the efficiency of Steve, and we love a bit of Steve, although clearly just needed a little bit of love. The efficiency of Steve was that it's a robust machine, but obviously you lost the love and the care and attention. So I don't know the answer. I genuinely don't know what, because I don't think I'd want to work at the North Pole at Christmas. I think that'd be the most hideous, stressful job ever.
It is tricky. It does remind me of a story in my back catalogue, right? So I was involved, and I don't mind mentioning names here. I was involved in the opening of a Best Buy retail store in Hedge End near Southampton, right? When Best Buy came over from the UK
That really long period of
for
time.
a really short period of time before it was. Do you know what? I shouldn't say that. No, I definitely shouldn't say that. But what got me was I remember during the kind of, and they were like massively investing in the people, like they wanted to recruit properly. They wanted, nothing to be rushed. We had something like 2 months of training before the store opened. We were doing this properly. And during that training, as I was a department manager, we absolutely focused on fun and nonsense and ridiculousness. And there'd be loud music and dancing and playing and everything else. When the store opened, the staff started complaining that it wasn't fun, right? They started going, and we're like, engage reality here. We can't just dance and play loud music all day. We actually have to serve people and exactly, right? And it's like, I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news, even though I was being the bearer of bad news. But what was interesting is they almost felt that the fun had to be given to them. And I was like, no, fun's about a mindset. It doesn't mean you can't be smiley and happy. It doesn't mean we can't eat donuts, which is basically a retail definition of fun at lunchtime. But it was really interesting, but it changed. Now, if we take that to the North Pole, basically they need to buck their ideas up and work harder and have fun when they're not working. I'm going to be honest.
Sorry, with the 7 billion people across the world that need a present on Christmas Eve, buck your ideas up and have less fun.
Actually, all jokes aside, do you know what I think should be discussed is Steve was happy with a 99.9% success rate, whereas Arthur was like, no, it has to be 100% because this is love and joy. Now, how do we feel about that, David? See what I've done? I've put it back on him. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's clear. I mean, you used this reference last year, didn't you?
So, did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about this film before.
I could bring back Christmas Chronicles 2 if you want. There's another learning from that film later on.
I haven't seen that one. Yeah. Because we had a whole conversation about Arthur Christmas because it has Hugh Laurie in it, doesn't it? As one of the voices.
It does, yes.
Yeah. See, it is, good. I'm glad I'm not imagining it. Yeah. I like the whole fun thing at work. I think it's interesting, that dynamic, though, from your story there about, we didn't know, we had to wait to be told we're allowed to have fun sort of thing. I think that says quite a lot about organisational culture, doesn't it? Which I always go to when we have this conversation about fun and people not being allowed to do it. And it's like, well, why do they think they're not allowed to do it? Is it because you're being mean to them all the time? Maybe. Yeah.
I think there's a difference between larking about and stupidity and fun, though. Fun has a lot of variations of what that can be, and we just don't have to be idiots all the time to have fun.
Yeah, true. And fun means different things to different people, doesn't it? Like some people, I'm sure, I don't know who they are, but have fun with spreadsheets, for example.
I love a spreadsheet.
Actually, I know who 2 of those are, funnily enough.
Yeah.
But
It's not me.
No, it's not me either.
No, I do. I get joy from a spreadsheet. I mean, that's another word, isn't it? Like joy and fun and happiness. They're all interlinked and interwoven, but all extremely different at the same time.
True. Yeah.
Right. Can we go back to
who's asking who?
No. This is Arthur Christmas again. So I feel, right, okay, I need to think about this. So I feel sometimes leadership Right, this is really tricky because you know my thoughts on good leadership, right? You know I'm here for it. I believe it is the correct thing. But I do sometimes feel that people who are being led may feel that leadership's fractionally more laissez-faire in its kind of approach than a hardcore manager. And there is a cultural problem or something else going on with that. Now, we could all argue, I mean, that when we've talked about leadership before, we've talked about Hitler and Darth Vader and people like that, right? But there was no laissez-faire from their followers. But positive leadership can sometimes have a slightly more laissez-faire feel from the people being led. David, what's your thoughts on that? Especially at Christmas.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm not sure how we relate this to Christmas, but
we just say the word Christmas, don't we?
Christmas,
yeah,
Christmas, Christmas.
when you're doing Christmas leadership, yeah, I know what you mean. I think there's types of people on there, types of bosses, types of leaders, types of managers. I think for me, I see it. I was talking about this recently. Actually, was for management, it's about like the what and the how. If you're taking it too far, I would say, and like that sort of the micromanagey sort of getting really obsessed about the things and the whats and the stuffs. Whereas the leadership is about the why and why should I. And getting people bought into things and on board with it, and that's sort of the people side of it. And I think if we're talking about a successful business or a North Pole enterprise, let's say.
Well, I have got a link
you've got to
into
have
North
both.
Pole. Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got to have both, haven't you? Like, if the elves are being micromanaged to the nth degree and being told, you've got to get this many toys built per day by this deadline or whatever, that's not going to work as effectively on its own unless you also have the why, which is because we want to make every children in the world happy this Christmas. And that's the bit that makes them actually do the things, isn't it?
But I also think, so no, I agree, but I also think if we go back to North Pole, the other thing they've done exceedingly well is they've recruited well, right? So they're not exactly inclusive in their recruitment policy because they only recruit elves, right? But what they have done
they're
is...
sizist.
Yeah, they're sizist. So the North Pole's not very...
Amazonians aren't good enough.
Yeah, exactly. They're not recruiting regular human beings, though. So, they're not very inclusive. However, what you could argue massively is that they recruited correctly from the outset. So they've recruited, I don't even know what word, a type of individual, I think I'll stay safe, who wants to do well.
People pleasers,
but then they've got a culture and a direction to support that. So it's not enough just to recruit well. You then need that. Whereas if they recruited like us, normos, and then had a good culture, at some point we'd go, do you know what I mean? It's not fun here anymore. I'm having to build toys every day, all day for 365, 364.
I don't know. I think this is where we get into dangerous ground with elves, though, because it can go down that sort of dystopian future route, can't it? Because they're a captive workforce, effectively.
Yeah.
They're generational. Like, if you're born an elf, there's only one job you're ever going to do, isn't there?
It's modern slavery, David.
I mean, it kind of is.
It's not modern.
Do they get paid?
Slavery.
Do they get paid? We don't know, do we? Like,
yeah,
don't know.
So basically, Santa's a dictator, right? The elves are
We've
enslaved.
Had this one before, definitely. I'm getting deja vu here.
I mean, it may be repeated, but at least it's true to his core. He's not just making it up every single year. You bring it back.
There is that. Yeah.
And it works. They seem happy. So there's a lot to be said for I don't know. I'm not very good at geopolitics and politics in general.
Just don't go there then.
There's a lot to be said for a dictatorial style that people buy into and are happy with.
Okay, Hitler.
No, I don't know if they were happy with Hitler. Happy. I did say happy on purpose.
I mean, a lot of them were. That was the problem, wasn't it?
But,
brainwashed.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think this whole autocratic leadership style thing, I mean, I have read a couple of studies that suggested exactly what you've said. Like if people acknowledge it and buy into it, then often it can be almost like safe for them because they know exactly what to expect. They don't have to engage their brains as much. They just do as they're told. And for a lot of people, that's fine, easy. That's all they want from work.
I mean, trying to be as intellectual as I can be, does this not link directly into like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Which I obviously know nothing
It's Christmas. Can we not be so technical?
Okay, so if we look at the elves there, if Santa is fulfilling their or allowing them to fulfill their own hierarchy of needs, right? So they got all that in line, then why would you go against it?
Counter argument. A couple of Christmas films. What was Dudley Moore's character's name in Santa Claus?
Arthur.
Patch?
Patch.
No,
It was
no,
Patch.
no, it was
Patch.
Patch,
It was
yeah.
Patch.
I think he'd have different views.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I think he had a different group. And then Will Ferrell as well in Elf. Like,
Bit entitled.
He
They're
clearly
just
didn't
entitled
work.
elves.
But hold on, this comes back to the whole 100% thing, right? So going back to Arthur Christmas, 100% is pretty much impossible. And we can look at Elf and is Elf's name Elf?
Buddy.
Can't remember.
Buddy
yeah,
the
Buddy.
elf.
I've got his
Buddy.
name's not Elf. Buddy. But if we look at Buddy and Patch, 100% is pretty impossible. But if you look at Buddy, they recruited wrong because
He
he
wasn't
wasn't an elf, right? So really, you have to look at
but
Patch.
how was he recruited? Back to my point about like captive workforce. He wasn't really recruited, was he? He was adopted and then had to be an elf because his dad was
say
an
the
elf.
word, David.
What?
He was enslaved.
Basically,
They captured him. They didn't return him. He snuck into a bag and they went,
adopted.
we'll have him. Yeah, adopted.
Kidnapped. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, what's the phrasing? Groomed is probably
Oh
a
my
word.
word, we're not going here. Buddy the elf was not groomed.
Okay, that's a different kind of Santa, not the real one. Let's
I
leave that
didn't
alone.
mean it in the sexual way. I meant it in the more kind of he was groomed for employment from, I didn't mean it in the way that
Okay,
Emily
stop.
took it
Alan.
straight
Just
away.
stop talking.
It's the wrong word, Alan.
I don't think it is. I think it has a
It
more
was.
generic
I
use.
think it was.
It's like impotent. Impotent doesn't just mean the kind of cultural thing it's been given.
Just stop talking.
Sorry. I
I'm
told you I shouldn't
enjoying
have had that
this.
third
I'll
coffee.
say
Oh
this.
my word.
Alan says inappropriate things about Christmas. Emily tells him off. I enjoyed this. I could watch this for hours.
Standard. Well, welcome to Yellow Tuxedo. Ow.
Nice. Shall we try another question?
Oh,
Let's pick a maybe.
I'll let Emily answer.
Yeah, I mean, let's pick a maybe more light-hearted one. So we've been talking actually about movie characters anyway, haven't we? So which Christmas movie character best represents your approach to leadership and why? You've got to justify it.
Mrs. Claus played by Goldie Hawn in Christmas Chronicles 2. Thought about this long and hard. And actually, Mrs. Claus in many films, including the one with Patch, Santa Claus the movie, she's just the boss. She is the boss. No one thinks she's the boss, but she is the boss. And that, to me, is a great leader. And no one even realises she's leading, but she is. So in Christmas Chronicles 2, the film that you haven't seen, and I definitely encourage you to put it on your Christmas watch list this year, incredible, because, Goldie Hawn is a beast. She's amazing.
Do you know my
Okay,
theory on this?
noted.
Women are the boss. The thing is, men all know women are the boss.
I know, right?
Women don't think
Don't
that
get me
men
on.
think.
Don't get me on the anti-feminism thing. Please
No,
don't.
women are like 99% of the time. Women are in charge. Fact.
I know. Down with the
I
patriarchy.
mean,
Up with the
Anyhow,
patriarchy. Up with the- I did not say. That was definitely too much
Stop
coffee. Yeah.
talking.
Whew. I didn't say
I
that.
think
Please.
that's going to make a great clip for the social medias. that
AI,
bit.
could you please remove that
Santa
one?
is a front man. Santa is a front man. We all know that he's on the face of every single Christmas card and every single film. He is the person who gives the presents and does this and is amazing and saves the day. But in reality, and especially in Christmas Chronicles 2, Goldie Hawn back in the North Pole, some humans end up in the North Pole. I'm not going to give you all the gossip of how the story happens, but they end up there. It's a bit, there's a baddie elf who's gone a bit rogue, and they have to save the day before Christmas is ruined.
I think I can 100% agree with you on everything you've just said. Which
Not
then-
only does she not panic, I'm not
Yeah.
really. She doesn't panic.
You did pause. You definitely paused.
She doesn't panic. She thinks of the plan. She gets the kids into safety. She makes sure the reindeer have the right medicine. She sends Santa on his mission to go and do X, Y, Z, and she gives him the instructions. And not only that, as part of it, one of the children has to go on a sub-mission, and she empowers them to be brave without them reason by giving them a magic cookie to go, when you're feeling scared, have the magic cookie. And guess what? It's not magic. It's just from within.
Placebo effect.
He feels the bravery, and that to me makes her a goddess.
Yeah,
There we
true.
go.
But however, here's my thought on it. And so I 100% agree with every single word you just
So
said.
are you then
But-
going to repeat what I said and just put
No,
your
I'm not
stance
doing
on
that.
it?
I'm not doing that because that's what you do to me. But she is managing Santa, not leading Santa. because she's getting him to do something without him quite realizing it. And I think she's managing him into position.
They
not
all
leading.
look up
But
to
she
her.
is a good lead. I agree with that. I agree. But I think specifically with the dynamic between Mr. and Mrs. Claus, she's managing him, not leading him.
Oh, I don't know about that. I haven't
Thanks,
seen
David.
the
Love
film.
you.
I haven't seen the film, so it's more difficult for me to comment. But I
Yeah.
feel like leadership, that quiet behind the scenes influence, is a form of leadership, definitely.
For the wider populace, I totally agree. She is a grade A leader. Directly with Santa, I think she manages him.
And she looks great for her age.
She does. Goldie Hawn, absolutely.
I'll
Or
have to watch
Mrs.
the film.
Claus.
I have
Both.
to watch the film.
Interesting. They didn't with the Goldie Hawn. Now I'm definitely not in safe territory here. I don't know what
Stop
words.
talking then.
Yeah.
Stop.
Did they cast an appropriate Mrs. Claus? I think is what one would say.
Why would she not be appropriate?
Because popular culture suggests that Mr. and Mrs. Claus may be carrying a higher percentage body fat for an average because they live in the North Pole and they need to stay warm and they like to eat mince pies and things.
That is not something I've seen on the references to say, actually, Mrs. Claus must be fat. No.
I never said that. I said higher percentage body fat than average is what I said. I never said fat. I did not reference BMI or
Next
obesity.
Christmas,
in
David,
this.
when you invite us back, just invite me. Clearly, someone's being a Grinch.
Not really. Far from it.
I don't know. I mean, there's that thing about Santa as well, isn't there? The bowl full of jelly and all that. But
Thank you, David.
Is it
Yes.
cause or effect, though, is the question? Like, is it a requirement of the job or is it a result of the job?
True.
Because he gets all the free mince
Have
pies
you
and everything.
Have you seen Christmas Chronicles 1?
Or the Santa
No.
Claus.
Oh,
Is
so
it
in
better?
Christmas Chronicles 1, I like both of the films, and actually they're to me are modern classics because it has all the fantasy and wonder of a Christmas film, but a bit of a modern slant on it. And in it, he addresses the fact that I'm not fat. Everyone wants me to be fat, but I'm not. Can you please look at me for who I am? Because just because that's your perception of me doesn't mean that's my reality. And I kind of liked that. So yes, watch Christmas Chronicles.
However,
1
in the
and 2.
Santa Claus with Tim Robbins, he accidentally becomes Father Christmas. I can't actually remember how now. But
Do you
what
mean
happens?
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
What did I say?
Tim Robbins.
Wasn't Tim
I don't know
Robbins
who
in the
that is.
Shawshank Redemption? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, Tim
Probably.
Allen. So he basically he becomes Father Christmas. So when he's at home in his day-to-day life, he starts growing a beard and he just starts becoming slightly more rotund, or his body fat starts increasing against his will. And he's in the gym seeing the doctors and things like that. And they go, we don't know why this is happening. So in that case, it's not after
magic.
he's become. Yeah, it's magic. It's all magic, isn't it?
It's also a
Yeah,
film.
and
we
it
just-
happens because he kills original Santa. That's how.
Oh, yes,
Knocks
he
him
does.
off the roof or something, doesn't he?
Or breaks his leg or something like that. I don't think he kills
I'm pretty sure he's
Santa.
dead and then disappears as if by magic.
Oh,
Pretty sure. I haven't seen that one in a while.
sad times.
No,
Yeah.
it's a good one,
Oh,
though.
well. Yeah. Okay. Another question. This one, I think you're both definitely going to have strong views about this. Definitely. I
Will
really
it involve
know
Emily
this.
telling me off again?
Do
I
use
don't
the
know.
award
Possibly.
already?
So
I mean, that feels quite managerial in the fact she keeps telling me off rather
Yeah.
than leading me out of this.
just keeping you within the boundaries.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Welcome
that's
to
very
Yellow
management.
Tuxedo.
Yeah.
Alan's kept in very strict, boundaries and borders.
How's the trip to Morocco? Go away.
Yeah, for the benefit of the business and
Right.
us.
So
Emily.
this conversation, I've seen. In fact, I think I've engaged with a few posts that you've made on this topic already. But Christmas,
Oh, I know what it is.
festive decorations, candy canes, mince pies. In your book, how early is too early?
Never too early.
Never. Okay.
Because time and space, and you do business on your terms. As the things we always keep talking about, right? Business on your terms, life on your terms. If you want to put your tree up in February, you do you. I mean, we don't do that. We put our tree up on the first weekend before the last weekend before the 1st December. So it happened to be the 30th of November. We put our tree decorations up. Yes, that's November, not what a calendar month starting with D, but we are happy with that. And we eat mince pies from when they're in the blinking shelves. If they're in the co-op in October, I am here for a mince pie.
Yeah.
I like a mince pie. I enjoy a mince pie. They're bloody tasty mince pies. So why would I not extend the period in which I can eat a mince pie?
I know. I'm totes with
Totes.
you.
You're not down with the kids.
Is that okay,
You are
Emily? Can I say that,
You're
Emily?
47
Please
years
don't
old.
please don't hit me,
47.
Emily.
You can't
again.
use totes. You can't use totes.
Ow! Why are you hitting me under the table? Ah, whatever. Just don't wave those hands around.
Totes is not okay when you're 17, let alone when you're 47.
No, I know. I only said it because I knew it would trigger you. I'm again with Emily on this. I do think it's a curve. Well, it's a you wouldn't.
Arc.
Yeah, a curve. Can I not say curve,
No,
Emily?
arc.
It's an arc, right? So you're not going to go in. You don't like in October hypothetically order 20 boxes of mince pies. You go, oh, the mince pies are in the shop. Should we have a mince pie? Well, of course you do. I was just talking about us, but I think it would increase as you get towards towards Christmas.
But we do get to this point towards Christmas, though, that we take mince pie eating very seriously, and we do a bit of a trial and error of which ones are the best mince pies. Now, we're at my mum and dad's house on Saturday for a Christmas Eve type event with our extended family, and there were two different types of little mince pies in the room. There were the luxury ones and the bog standard ones. We had to try both to kind of compare and contrast because it'd be rude not to. Are we now going to be judged for having two mince pies in one sitting? Absolutely.
No, I thought the pastry on the Little Deluxe was amazing, but the filling was nothing special.
There wasn't enough pie to.
Yeah,
filling
there was
ratio.
more pastry than filling, wasn't it?
Did you do a blind test though?
No, I just shoved it in my gob and enjoyed it.
It doesn't last that long.
You never really know now for real.
No.
Do we feel that? Do we
Prejudged.
seem that subtle? Yeah.
There were slight marzipan tones to the luxury one, which I don't dislike marzipan. I quite like marzipan, but I didn't want it in my mince pie. I wanted that to be.
I thought you were about to say I didn't want it in my mouth then. Sorry. Honestly, don't take
I think
it
I
the wrong way.
disagree. I'm quite partial to a mince pie with little shredded flakes of marzipan in the mincemeat. It's really good.
You do you. I don't agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am a fan of the tang of brandy or cognac or something like that in a mince bit of port.
But we're talking about mince pies, so
no, just
a bottle of it.
Lunchtime.
This is not Christmas coffee in our Christmas mugs.
Yeah, it's
This is
10:05. That's okay.
I
Isn't
might
it?
have guessed that actually. Yeah.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think I'd probably draw the line at putting the tree up in February though, because at that point, like, why bother taking it down? Might as well just leave it up.
Doesn't this come? I mean, look, we are fans of You Do You, but it does come back to not fans. We believe in you, not fans of it. We 100% believe in business on your terms and You Do You. But there is this thing of, and I think this about us as we're evolving Yellow Tuxedo to include adventures and experiences like Time and Space Morocco 2026. Waiting list now open via our website. But like, if you do too much of something, does your love of it wane? Does complacency kick in? Like if I lived by the sea and had breakfast every morning in the warmth of the sunshine, listening to the sea, at some point, will I get bored of it? No, probably not. I may want, this is me, I know I can only talk for myself. I may sometimes want the mountains or the snow or a frosty day, bearing in mind I'm living in the warmth by the ocean. But for 90% of the year, 99% of the year, I'll be fine with that. But if we take that into Christmas and mince pies, if you left your Christmas tree up for 12 months and you had your fairy lights up for 12 months, would you ever just become
I think you would a little bit.
I agree.
I love it. We are earlier adopters of Christmas decorations. If you think about the last weekend in November, my mum made me laugh the other day. She rang me up and she went, Emily, the new neighbours, I thought I liked them because they knew neighbours moving in the summer. She went, I thought I liked them. Their trees up and the garlands are out and it's only the 16th of November. And I was like, okay, calm yourself. But there's something that signals for us in our house that when you are in the process of putting up the decorations and putting up the tree and going and picking the tree, which was glorious this year.
No.
Alan put a photo on LinkedIn of my face.
All social media platforms.
There was no joy on that day. We had feral children, all with an opinion, because let's face it, they are our children, so they have all been born with this. Let's be independent thinkers and have
like
an opinion.
Us, they're extremely passionate.
Passionate. Crying tears because that one had a branch too high and that one had one too low.
Always get the tree bed once.
Anyway, but the signalling of putting the decorations up almost snaps you into the festive mode for December, and it's not always about Christmas for us. It's about the higgerness of warm fires and feeling cozy and
change.
Nesting a little bit and feeling cozy and lovely and all that. So when you go through the process of doing that, it triggers you to start that mode, like gives you the permission to be like that. So if you started that in February or didn't ever take your decorations down, would it feel different throughout the year? I don't know.
What about if you live in a hot country that's hot 12 months of the year? Does it feel different then?
I don't know. I don't live in
Because
a hot
I do
country.
think well, I agreed. I do think our seasons affect our. So when the weather changes, you then go. So I have this thing like when it's grey and
Finish your
raining
sentence.
in December. I can't. My head's all over the place. You know that. And no, I'm not diagnosed ADHD before anyone thinks so.
We've definitely had this conversation before.
Yeah, and actually, if anything, I'm probably more autistic than ADHD. But there we go. This is a separate conversation. If you want to do a neurodiversity episode, we're here for it. But what was I talking? Oh, right. In the grey and the rain in England in December, it's all very in the bleak midwinter. And it feels kind of, when you're in the grey and the rain in January, February, it's like, this is just bloody miserable, isn't it? It's just bloody miserable. But in December, it's like part of it. It feels Dickensian in its kind of vibe as you're driving around in the grey and you think,
I felt that walking in the rain
there's Tiny Tim running along with a turkey. Get stuffed, Tiny Tim. It's bloody raining, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like
so I did do Christmas in Australia once, and it was height of summer. I don't really remember thinking it was that different. It was weird.
I
mean, obviously it wasn't cold, but I'm not a fan of the cold anyway, so I was probably happy about it in hindsight.
We had a Christmas in Dubai once in a Muslim country.
That's too hot.
That was too hot, and no one else
Sorry,
celebrated it.
Is the religion relevant,
Yeah,
Emily?
because it wasn't a festival that they were really celebrating. So there were the odd Christmas trees dotted around, but it was business as usual for most people. And it's like,
I mean, as we're dropping places, I did do Christmas in Hawaii once, which was amazing. Nice. Yeah, we were traveling and we got drunk on the beach. It wasn't a good ending to the story, but in principle, it was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I always liked the idea of barbecuing the turkey as well. Like.
You did barbecue the turkey one year.
So I have. So actually,
but in the snow, it's not the same though, is it?
Yeah, it tastes good.
Well, it depends how you do it. So if you rotisserie the turkey, then it's unbelievably amazing, regardless of the weather, because it's self-basting as it's going round and round. But if you grill it like a piece of chicken or a burger, then actually it's not going to be that nice. So you have to think. And then the other thing you need to do is make sure your charcoals are left and right with like a water bath.
Where's the leadership? Where's the leadership lesson in
I'm
this
leading
story?
barbecuers. I'm leading barbecuers.
I don't care. It's bad barbecuing. I like
then the coals will keep the water warm, which will add to the moisture of the turkey. And then as it
indirect
drips
heat,
into it,
I'm with you.
and it will keep going. So water baths make a massive difference in a barbecue. We're leading barbecuers of the world.
Not to get lost down this tangent, but this reminds me of, have you seen the videos of those guys in the States who try and deep fry the turkey outside, where they literally have a bucket full of oil on top of a fire and they drop the frozen turkey in, and obviously what happens is it explodes. And it's quite a good video for like YouTube and socials and things.
I don't know if I've actually seen it. But as a child of the 80s, deep fat frying doesn't sit well with me. Even as an adult, I'm like, if I like anything deep fat fried, I just get like nauseous,
Yeah. I think I agree, but it's fun to watch the process happen and be done wrong to hilarious consequences.
Agree. I have this thought process about fish and chips. Like if we go to the beach and the kids are like, can we have fish and chips? And I'm like, we're essentially eating 2.5 kilo of deep fat fry. It's basically 2.5 kilo of Mary Piper and a block of lard or 3. It's like if I put that on your dining plate, you would not go, oh wow, thanks, Alan. Can I have some salt and pepper to go with that? You wouldn't do that. You'd go, this is grim. But at the beach, and it's like, no, it's not cool. And we're not fans of that, actually.
Breathe.
Yeah. I think my main issue with it is I don't trust that the fat is recycled and changed regularly enough. And I feel like I'm eating like drippings from the last 6 months worth of food. I just, no.
My mum and dad back in the 80s had a cast iron frying, like for deep frying chips. And I remember it was thick, black. Or it was seasoned, right? But that oil would stay in that pan for months.
God bless the air fryer after all.
We haven't got an air fryer.
No, them.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but like that's what you used to do back in the 80s and 90s. Just deep fry it. Anyhow.
Yeah. Well, I think we've come to the end of our Christmas questions anyway.
Lovely. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Well, we managed to make them last 40 minutes.
Always fun. Pleasure. Yeah. Thank you for that. And have a great Christmas.
Thank you, David. Christmas. Thanks, Farron. Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless you, Mary Poppins.
What's Mary Poppins got to do with Christmas?
I don't know. I couldn't think of anyone Christmassy. God bless you, Scrooge.
Tiny Tim, Scrooge. Santa.
Tim.
It just came into my head.
Patch.
Simon, welcome back. Great to have you here for the Christmas special.
Many thanks, David. It's always a pleasure.
Well, we've got plenty of Christmassy themed questions for you, but as you're new to the Christmas special, you can do some of the classic questions that everyone else, not everyone, but a lot of people have answered before.
Lovely.
One of my favorite ones, and I've had some really like astonishing answers to this question actually, is about the Christmas party. So they become a bit of a cliche, haven't they? And they get overdone in the sitcoms as well. But what's your story of either the best or the worst one you've ever been to? Your choice.
Yeah. So as a child, the best one that I would go to would be at my elementary school. And Santa would show up every year and he would have gifts and stuff. What I didn't realize until about third grade, till I was about 10 or so, is that my dad was Santa.
Amazing.
So he was the guy who showed up. Now, so that would be a highlight of the best sort of Christmas party, which was the worst one was when I tried to be Santa as my dad did, and it went very badly. So badly, in fact, that one of my colleagues' children said, "Santa's a bad man."
Oh dear. That's not gone well.
So that was really bad. And I was like, yeah, I'm never going to do that again. And that told me that was not my line of work. I was not meant to be Santa.
Yeah, that's fair. So, I mean, realizing it was your dad, like, did that burst the bubble, or did you think he was literally the Santa Claus, like the real one? Or
yeah, no. So, like, after a while, we knew that he was not the real Santa Claus, but it was some bubble bursting for sure.
Are you sure he wasn't the real one, though? Like,
I mean, not really, but I'm gonna stick with. I don't really know. I never saw it. Like, there are no pictures of him and Santa together, so it could be that
exactly.
He's actually.
Yeah, how would you know?
Don't know.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to say that's a very wholesome answer to this question. I've had some real controversial ones in the past, but
yeah.
Excellent. Right, so a leadership sort of themed question for you then. If Santa had put you in charge of the North Pole for one day, what is the first leadership change you would make, and why?
Yeah, so, David, I spent a bunch of time thinking about this, and because I'm a nerd, I sort of asked myself sort of three different questions about what are the conditions under which the North Pole operates. And because I had variable answers about what is the current condition at the North Pole, labor, do they do DevOps, how is it all going? I really struggled with this one as rule number one. So what I started with is actually how would I simplify this to a very simple policy rule? Just because I think those sort of things can be useful. And I was talking to my buddy Tom Gilb, who I know that you know. So I thought that the policy would simply be, we need to find a way to back propagate errors anywhere, celebrate and learn from them. And so that would be my one rule, is celebrate and back propagate any errors so we can learn from them.
I mean, that's an interesting train of thought there, actually, going down that route of sort of project management approach and style as well. And because, I mean, how do you do? It must be quite difficult. You couldn't do agile if you're like Santa's Elves, because you can't get direct user feedback, because that ruins the magic, doesn't it? So how do they do it? Like, what do they do? Are they hiring toy firms to do like stealth surveys or something? What do you think?
Indeed. Well, I mean, and what we do know is that at the North Pole, AI cooling is not a problem. So I wouldn't be surprised if Santa's got some very nice TPUs, GPUs, CPUs just stacked in up there to really start to, produce in a more digital way. Just a guess. Don't know.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. Maybe the elves have never really been elves. Maybe they've been AI this whole time.
Right. They've been those Optimus, Elon's got his Optimus clan up there kind of Oompa Loompa-ing and then getting ready to distribute across the globe later.
That's kind of a scary thought, isn't it? I try and fail every year to not ruin Christmas in this episode.
Yeah.
So at least we found a new way of doing it, though. That's nice. Yeah.
So that would be my one rule. That would be the one policy rule, one day, back propagated. And then if people like it, we would keep it up. But I was really struck with, like, what do I do for one day? And do I make that, try to make that rule sticky so that it stays? That was a challenging one, but I like that one. Thank you.
This one's a less serious question. And if we have a bit of
Okay.
time, I'm going to throw some more or less serious questions at you potentially.
Very
But we'll
good.
start with this one.
Okay.
If your leadership had a Christmas soundtrack, which song would be the first track?
So it doesn't have to be a holiday song. It could be a song at the holiday party.
Yeah, I guess, or anything that's ever been Christmas number one. So if you fancy a bit of Rage Against the Machine, you know.
Oh, got it. Okay, good. So I think it would be Devo, Whip
Okay.
It. Whip It Good into shape, because WIP, work in progress, is the enemy of all
Nice.
things. So it would be, we would use Whip It. And then there's also another song called, let's see, by the Daz Band. I think it's just called Whip It. And it's more of like a funk R&B song. So I would choose two different songs about whip.
Nice. Well, it's sticking to the theme. I like it. Yeah, it's good. We like a bit of wordplay as well. Very, very nice. Yeah. Yeah. So what's your Christmas guilty pleasure? I love asking this question. It's very Christmassy.
Oh, I mean, I just started binging on medieval Christmas music. So
okay.
there's the Boston Camerata has this 3 CD release from years ago.
Yeah.
One is medieval, one is Renaissance, and one is Baroque. So my guilty pleasure is just driving my family nuts by just playing very old Christmas music pretty much 24/7 between the 1st and 25th of December.
Nice. Yeah.
So if torturing your family is a guilty pleasure, that's that.
I was going to say what makes it guilty, but yeah, I think you've covered that. Yeah. There's a great, I can't remember his name now, but there's an artist I listen to on Spotify around this time of year, and he's done, among other things, he's done a recreation of the entire Star Wars soundtrack, but as medieval. So he's used like historical instruments and everything, and it's really good. Like,
could you send that to me, David? I would love
I can definitely
to listen
find
to that.
it. I can't remember his name, but I will find it, and it's
Okay.
quite good. I enjoy it. It's it feels vaguely Christmassy as you listen to it, even though it's not at all. But yeah.
So other music tracks that I would choose would include this is for the holiday party. There is a song by Run DMC called Christmas in Hollis or something like that. That's a good one. I mean, I would basically choose Christmas music by non-traditional performers. Bob Dylan has a very painful Christmas album, which I would not recommend people listen to, except in little small bits of like the first 20 or 30 seconds. That's also a guilty pleasure because it's just so painful. Little Drummer Boy in particular, is epically not going to be in the Bob Dylan greatest hits catalog probably ever.
Yeah. Maybe a summertime playlist, that particular one, because you don't want to be depressing yourself in winter.
That's right. It's dark enough already.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I feel like we've breezed through those way too quickly. So I'm going to ask you a couple more slightly silly ones. The first one, like, there's a potential controversy here. We've had this conversation a couple of times in previous specials. I just love the answers. Like, I know what my answer is, but I want to know what yours is. So the lump of coal, it's a bit out of date, isn't it? What do you think is the modern equivalent for naughty children?
Oh, wow. That's so good. What is? I think it's an electrical device that's not internet connected.
Oh, good. I like that answer. That's really good. Yeah.
So my son did this great gag gift a couple of years ago where he took Mozart balls, the little treat, took a little chocolate treat. He unwrapped them. He took Brussels sprouts and substituted Brussels sprouts for Mozart balls and then repackaged the whole thing. So someone was like, ooh, a package of Mozart balls, unwraps the first one. It's a freaking Brussels sprout.
Yeah, I've seen that done with,
So
I don't know if you get them in the States, the Ferrero Rocher, the chocolates.
Yes.
I've seen like people have done that like as internet pranks, or they've gone really far. They've got the Brussels sprout, they've melted the chocolate, chopped up the hazelnuts, mixed it all
brilliant.
in, and then coated the
wow.
Brussels sprout in it, and then rewrapped it and done a whole box like that.
Holy
Brilliant.
cow. That's
Like,
awesome. That
it's
is
evil
brilliant. That's
genius
commitment.
is what it is. But
It is. That's awesome.
well, Simon, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you have a
My pleasure.
very Merry Christmas and all the best for New Year as well.
Thank you, David, and to you and your audience as well. Thanks, and we'll see you in 2026.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Lynn, welcome back. Great to have you on the show again for the second time this year.
Well, thank you for inviting me back.
Of course. Yeah, come back anytime. And it's a Christmas episode. I've got a Christmas jumper on.
Yeah.
You forgot yours, I guess. No judgment.
Well, to be honest, I had a client meeting beforehand and I had completely planned on doing it, but they ran up to like I was down to the last 30 seconds trying to politely shuffle them off. So, yeah.
I'll let you off, I suppose. Yeah. I'm quite pleased with my Star Trek themed one this year. It took me ages to find one. There's a really nice one. It had Make It Snow, but like with Picard as like Make It So, but with snow. But it only came in small child size. So I didn't fancy my chances getting into that one. Maybe as a hat next year. I could do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So this is your first time doing a Christmas special with Leading with Integrity. So that means you get some of the best questions because the repeat guests have had all the good ones. And now I scrape the barrel every year when they come back. So the first one, which is actually my favorite one, and it was from the first Christmas special I ever did, but it's led to some good stories. No pressure. So it is, what's the best or worst office Christmas party you've been to? You can choose best or worst. That's up to you.
Well, I think the worst one would have to be one that happened a few years ago. And I wasn't part of it, but I was kind of invited as a secondary part of it. And it wasn't that it was like traumatic, but it was more for me about the food. And I guess I'm a nibbler and I like certain types of food. And for some reason, everything was super healthy. And it was like carrot sticks and like, salads and like really like, and I'm like, no, you see, like this is the time of year that I lean into, because I get migraines and have a lot of food allergies. So this is the time of year where I'm like, I'm just buying a bottle of Advil and enjoying every single thing. So I was like really prepared. I'd taken some Claritin, I had some Benadryl, I had my bottle of Advil, and I was like, bring on the multicolored marshmallow, peanut butter, questionable sprinkles. And it was like just this super healthy, invigorating spread. So yeah, it's kind of lame, but I was disappointed because I was like headache ready.
Yeah, I mean, I think that might be the new number one worst Christmas party. Like, who does carrot sticks at Christmas? What is that? No.
Well, it was like grapes and peas and hummus and pita, like good food, but it's like, no, like I want like brownies and like Hello Dollies and macaroons and only pop. You only drink pop, and it's like it has to be something like Dr. Pepper, which you'd never drink normally. You can't have like bottles of water, but this was like I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, did they cut the vegetables into Christmassy shapes or something at least? Like,
No,
it sounds really
it was
depressing.
kind of like the local grocery store trays, where like generic-y trays, and yeah.
Sounds pretty low effort to me, gotta say.
It was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's a Christmas crime. That's what that is.
Yes. There.
Yeah.
That would be a better way to call it, a Christmas crime.
Yeah. Crime against Christmas. If Santa puts you in charge of the North Pole for one day, what's the first leadership change you would make?
Oh, I would really talk to human resources about the bullying that's happening with the reindeers. a reindeer, I guess. And yes, it happened in the past. And Rudolph is kind of making his way through all these bullying issues. But I would really want to stay on top of it that it would not happen anymore.
I like that. I applaud that because,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's working through it, but also the bullying only stopped because they figured out he had some benefit to them, didn't it?
I know. Isn't that the worst? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
wait, you're cool. Oh, we're going to stop bullying you.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not right. So yeah, I'd really talk to human resources about that.
Yeah. I think there's like a work culture issue there, isn't there? Definitely.
Oh yeah. I can't even imagine in the toy shop, like you would have the people making the high end, like gaming stations and then people making like the wooden, like nutcrackers. Like there's probably like a hierarchy of, oh, you just make the wooden toys. I'm doing like the chipsets and making the computers and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. If the reindeer are bullying each other, then the elves definitely are, aren't they?
Definitely.
It'll be about something really weird, like beard length or something silly
oh my
like that,
gosh,
wouldn't it?
yeah. And what if you were like a tall elf or something?
Yeah.
Then you could be bullied for that, where like maybe it was like the more elfy you are, then the more accepted you are.
Well, I mean, from the film Elf, we know that tall elves
literally
aren't
what I was
even
thinking
accepted
of.
as elves, are they? Like he had to leave. I mean, they made it appear as though it was his choice, but I feel like there was like decades of bullying that led to that choice.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you only made 282 Etch a Sketches today. You know, you're obviously not keeping up.
Yeah. There's again, it's an HR issue, isn't it? Like,
Yes.
whether everyone's skill sets are being recognised as different and deployed effectively, etc. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a good lesson. This, I like it. It's different to the other answers I've had to that question as well. So it's good. We like this.
Good.
So I mean, in a slightly similar vein, then from Father Christmas, Santa Claus, whatever he's called in your household, what are the big leadership lessons that we can take from him, do you think? Are there any?
Well, for me, it is, I mean, one of the leadership lessons is that he was open to new ideas and open to changing his mind because, I mean, and this is just based on the old versions, the claymation versions of him not liking Rudolph and being like, oh, you're kind of weird, like your nose. And then going, oh, wait a second. This could actually be helpful. So he kind of had a negative mindset to something new and to change. And then he went, well, you know what? Let's adapt and you can lead the sleigh and you can actually light everything up. So I think that is really cool for leadership. And it seems too that in any of the stories that he delegates really good. Like he has a head elf and that there's like the whole kind of North Pole runs without it. He is more of a eagle soaring over things, making sure everything's good. He comes in when he needs to kind of appear to the public and do the handshakes and, you know, slide down the chimneys. But I think he works his team really well that way. But yeah, being able to change his mind about things, I think is good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on which version of him you
True.
subscribe to, doesn't it? Because I'm just thinking in terms of Christmas films, for example, like there's the Tim Allen version, isn't there, who's quite open to new technologies and things and new ideas to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's I can't remember the actor's name or the film name, the one with Dudley Moore in it as the rebellious elf.
Oh, I haven't seen that one in a while.
Neither have I. But I remember the Santa Claus in that being quite stuck in his ways and resistant to change. And anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's
whatever
true.
he was, whatever the actor's name was, that one. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I feel like a job like Father Christmas, Santa Claus, I think that sort of set in tradition and having been going for, what is it, hundreds of years, it must be at least, centuries. Probably not the best with new technology and new things, maybe. I don't know. Is that an assumption?
There was one, what was it? Arthur, I think it was. That I don't know if you've ever seen an animated one, Arthur. And in it, Santa, his role was he had two sons, and one of the sons was like super high tech, like drones delivering, and then Arthur was a little bit more the heart of it. And I can't remember if the Santa was pro one way or the other for the tech and stuff, but I do remember that one had a lot of tech in it.
Yeah, I remember this one. This came up last year as well, actually. And I'd only seen it for the first time last year. That's probably why it came up last year. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was grooming like the high-tech guy to take over from him, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you an idea of which way he's going in that argument.
Yeah.
The eldest son and all of that sort of thing. Yeah. Interesting. What's your Christmas guilty pleasure? Everyone has one, and I always enjoy hearing the answers.
One of them kind of alludes to the Christmas party one. So it's eating the foods I can't eat throughout the year because of like, obviously I choose the ones that are the milder reactions, but it's like eating that box of chocolates where you don't know what you're getting. Like that's like walking on a minefield for me. I would never do that throughout the year because I don't know about the food coloring or the flavoring, like how it's going to trigger me for like, will it be covered in hives or whatever? So it's like when I decide that I'm going for it, like I said, I have the Benadryl and the Claritin and the Advil and the EpiPen. I'm not going that deep, but it's like, it's in the house. But that's my guilty pleasure. I'm like, everything that I'm not allowed to eat throughout the year, I'm eating in some form in December.
So, I mean, a lot of people say things like, it's Christmas, I'm going to eat until I'm unwell. I don't think most people mean it as literally as this, but like, I mean, I applaud the commitment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a favourite food that you're not allowed to have the rest of the year, or is it just all of it?
Well, the number one thing that gets me is food coloring. So you think about like it's like Jell-O, Kraft Dinner, anything like a gummy, all has food coloring in it. So like if it's beet juice food coloring, that's fine, but like the chemical food coloring and like Christmassy stuff, if you have like those just mystery chocolate box and it's like pink, that's not naturally occurring pink or, it's some kind of chemical making it. So those are the ones that hit me the most. And then this time of year too, people will pull up a lot of old-fashioned recipes, which are, like I had mentioned, the marshmallows with the coloring, and that's used in a lot of dishes, and so that coloring will get me every time. So yeah, that's the one. So it's like eating these highly colorful foods this time of year.
Fair enough. I mean, it's got to be getting easier though. I mean, they're pretty. I don't know what it's like on your side of the ocean, but here they're getting pretty aware of colorings and numbers and things like that. They've like even in like sweet. I guess for sweets because they're aimed at kids. That's probably why they're putting more thought into it, perhaps. But things like do you get Smarties, the little chocolate multicolored things?
Yeah.
They're like vegan now and everything. Like they're all almost vegan. But the colours are so boring. It's all like pastels, and it's not the same as when I was a kid when you got these bright orange and red and blue, and it was more exciting. Anyway,
very much so. Yeah,
losing some of the magic, I think. But I suppose it's better if we're healthier.
Yeah.
Oh well. If your leadership had a Christmas soundtrack, which song would be track number one? Doesn't have to be Christmas themed, although I guess it would be better if
Christmas.
it was.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be Christmas themed?
I mean, it's a Christmas soundtrack. You must have like 20 answers to this question, given your musical background. But
jeez. There's one. I'm trying to. It's a Kenny and Dolly song. What the frig is it? It is. Oh, I can't even think of it right now. I know the non-Christmas one would be. I know it's probably like super lame, but it's Imagine Dragons, Whatever It Takes. The Christmassy one, it's a Kenny and Dolly one that I love so much, and I just can't think of what it is. I think it's I'll Be Home with Bells On that they
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I think I might change this question in future, so it has to be a Christmas number one, which is still pretty broad, isn't it? So you can
It
still
is.
have like Rage Against the Machine or whatever,
Well, it's hard
because they
to
were Christmas number one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's putting it with like a leadership kind of vibe, then that makes it more challenging because everything's about celebrating or very, very depressing. So being positive and moving forward and, kind of showing up and representing yourself in your best way, that one's more challenging to kind of align with that.
Yeah, it is a difficult question. I admit that. Right. Let's move on. You had 2 good answers though, so that's more than a lot of people have managed. Well done.
Yay!
Right. So the last bit of the Christmas special is about the Christmas controversies. So there are 2 this year. One is a hangover from last year because you didn't get to answer it last time, and that is, what do you think is the modern equivalent of the lump of coal?
The modern equivalent of the lump of coal to me would be like I got 2 things that pop in my head. One is just neglect and one is indifference. So there are some kids that hang out in my daughter's group that are just going to have a tough year. They have people around them, but it's just going to be tough because they're not connected to their family in the way that I would love to see them connected. So there's a bit of indifference and neglect, not neglect in that they're showing up in, potato sacks, but there is that disconnect where they're like the lump of coal is the gift that is like, you have been bad or we did not like your behavior over the last year. But to me, like even worse than that is that we don't know you or we don't care or, oh, is it Christmas today? To me, like that, and that to me is happening more and more because families are getting disconnected. We're all on our phones, going in 3 different rooms or 4 different rooms, watching different things, and we're not experiencing things together. So trying to know people on that level becomes much more challenging. So I know it's a weird answer, but to me, it's just not knowing, not caring, not putting in the effort. To me, that's the lump of coal.
Yeah. I mean, that's quite a meaningful answer, actually. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, you're right, I think. It's almost like that answer is modern society, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
There's an important Christmas message in there, though, isn't there, about spending time with your loved ones and not letting the screen and all the other things distract you. If you can't do it this time of year, when can you, right? Like,
Exactly.
Okay. And then the second controversy question, this is a new one this year. And I'll tell you where it came from afterwards, but festive decorations, candy canes, mince pies, how early is too early?
Anything before November 11th, Remembrance Day here, is too early. So to us, it's like the war vets, the understanding what's happening in the world, about the people that have gone off and sacrificed their lives. They literally have November 1st to 11th. That's their window. So you just don't touch that window. That's the respect time. And then you want to put Christmas lights up on the 12th, you go for it and enjoy yourself. So to me, anything before the 11th is too early.
I think that's a reasonable answer. Yeah. Someone else suggested whenever. We didn't have an argument about it necessarily, but it was definitely a conversation. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm even more like, is it conservative? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm even more of a Grinch, let's say. I think anything before the 1st of December is too early. And even then, like, give it a week. So the origin of this question is this year in the supermarkets and things. Like it's been getting earlier every year. This year, before Halloween, there was Christmas chocolate on the shelves in our local supermarket.
Yeah.
Now that might have happened for years and I just never noticed. But this year I noticed.
Yeah, like here they have locally our Santa Claus parade is like the 26th of November, the 29th. So you're really expecting like the city to have decorations up and the community to be in this mindset. And radio is just gently starting to transition to playing a holiday music. So it's that creeping up, and I think too it depends on like how you celebrate it, like in your house. Like my daughter on the 12th, it's like she's got the boxes ready to go, and it's like let's get things up and get things going. And she loves looking at it throughout the year and seeing the lights and seeing all that stuff. But they do the same thing here. Like I noticed before Christmas in the stores. Or I noticed before Halloween in the stores, there was the Christmas stuff up. And I'm like, I get it. They're putting it up because they don't want to be doing this in December. And it's not that they're specifically trying to be disrespectful. This is about inventory before season. I mean, they're going to have shorts up in Canada here in February when we're all wearing snowsuits. So I understand that. But there's just something, I don't know, feels greasy.
It does. Yeah, it feels unclean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, I've got no sympathy for logistics or anything like that. Like these are all massive, multi-billion companies. Like they can afford a bit of extra time in the first week of December or whatever. They don't need to be selling me Christmas stuff 2.5 months before Christmas. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got no sympathy for that at all. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think this is one reason why we always have like a real Christmas tree, because then you don't have that temptation of getting it down early, putting it up early.
Yeah.
Because if you do, it will die like weeks before Christmas.
It's a Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Yeah. And you can't leave it too long in January either, because it will just be falling down and making a mess. So,
yeah,
you know, it's probably not a very environmentalist argument, that one, but it's Christmas.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the plastic or the real tree. But then they're making more plastic trees to replace the plastic tree you bought. But it's you could argue either side.
Yeah, I think they're probably making them anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. We have tried planting them before, but they never last because you don't get the roots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I did read about a place where you rent it for the Christmas period.
Yeah.
Comes with the roots all in a big pot, and they'll come and collect it again after Christmas. And I like that idea.
Yeah, and you can get it mulch too, like for mulch if you do that around the area you live, and then just reuse it in that way too.
Oh, nice. I'll have to look into that one. Yeah, and if they do that here. Well, Lynn, thank you for coming back. It's been fun chatting silly Christmas questions with you, as it always is chatting with you anyway. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and all the best for the new year as well.
Same to you. Thank you for having me.
Dave, welcome back for, what is it, third or fourth time now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always good to talk to you.
Yeah, well, likewise, you're rapidly climbing up the league table of most frequent returning guests, though. So it's not a competition.
Well, hopefully the listeners will forgive that.
I'm sure they will. So, Merry Christmas, I guess. Let's start with that.
Likewise.
As this is your first Christmas special, I think we have to open with the most interesting question, which is, what's the story of either your best or your worst office Christmas party that you've ever been to? And you can choose best or worst. It's up to you.
So this is kind of funny because I don't really have many office Christmas parties. In about half of my career at this point, I have been a solo guy. So I don't have a team and I don't have Christmas parties. And I think it's been long enough that I don't even actually remember having Christmas parties at work. But it's probably because I was working too much and skipped the party. So there's your leadership theme right there, right?
Yeah, I think that's probably an answer for worst then. Yeah, it's difficult on your own, isn't it? Like, do you not just do what I do and just get a solitary mince pie and put a candle in it and then a little... no.
Yeah, that would be, as my daughter would say, that would be sad. That'd be a sad Christmas party.
It is a bit sad, actually. That's why I don't really do it.
Yeah. But the flip side of that is that I as a solo person, I work at home. And so I get to celebrate Christmas whenever I kind of want to. And so my coworkers are my family, and they, we spend time together. And sometimes that happens because they're in school, and sometimes that happens at weird times. And so we just get to spend a lot more time together, which ultimately is what holiday parties are supposed to be for anyway. There was probably one, this will be instructive actually, now that we're talking about this. And there was one, we had a Christmas party for the whole company. We brought everybody's, it was a small company, and they brought everybody's family members in. So we were having it at this very nice restaurant. And all of a sudden the EMS shows up. Now, see, I'm the COO at the company. And so when an EMS shows up for somebody in your group and you don't know it, that's not a good thing. It's important to know who has what allergies when you invite people to a Christmas party. So it turned out that the person that the EMS came for kind of knew that they had a bit of a sensitivity to, I think it was shellfish. But he found out just how severe his sensitivity actually was at the Christmas party. So we had a great time at the party. It was just that he didn't have the best time.
Yeah, or he had too good of a time, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he had that good of a time. Anytime there's an ambulance involved, it's for an anaphylaxis, that's a bad thing. So,
well, up to the point of it arriving. Yeah.
But it is good to know. It is good to know who has what allergies and how severe they are. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's a strange thing, isn't it? The whole allergies. So there's a lot of allergies in my family, but I feel like even for us, like 10, 20 years ago, it was less on the radar than it is now. Like now, it's everywhere you go. Yeah. It's the first question they ask, and that's a great thing. I do wonder though, like what's driven that change? And there's been a couple of examples in the UK where somebody nearly died in a restaurant because they didn't handle the food properly. But
I think there's a much bigger socio-political conversation to be had around that. In fact, here in the US, they've recently reversed their guidance, and this one isn't one of those controversial reversals where they previously said, hey, don't expose your kids to peanuts until they're after 2 years of age. And then we had all these people who had anaphylaxis over peanut products. And what they've noticed is that the people who do have earlier exposure, the rates of severe allergy to peanuts has gone down. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just saying what's currently happening in the news is they're noticing that the incidence of severe allergic reactions are reduced by early exposure. So take that for what it is. We spent a lot of time avoiding a lot of different things because we thought that was the best move, and then we ended up with some unintended consequences, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting.
And it's only been in the last 100 or 200 years that we've had enough food security that we could do that, right? In the very earlier days, we didn't have as many options. Food wasn't as processed. There's so many different, like I said, it's socio-political, economic kind of factors that have all kind of come together to increase that. But then we also have much better reporting. So it's possible that we have a similar incidence. We just never heard about it before because we were either preoccupied doing other things or the data collection engine wasn't spun up. And if the data collection engine was spun up, but the reporting engine wasn't, how did we know what was actually happening? So lots of complicated things to figure out there.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. It does make you wonder though, doesn't it? Like how many unexplained deaths like 100, 200 years ago because they were mortally allergic to something and just
Right.
didn't know because nobody knew that existed.
Right.
Yeah. Strange one, that. It's sort of topical, isn't it? Because I feel like Christmas is the time of year where everyone eats more than they should, and they probably eat things that they wouldn't eat other times of the year as well. So that sort of stealthy allergy intolerance reaction could be a thing for a lot of people. So
it's also really interesting to me how centralized food is in our experience. So let's celebrate, have some food. Let's celebrate, have some food. Let's celebrate, have this kind of food. And it's funny, if you took out the food element, I sometimes wonder what would we do?
Yeah, I don't know what the history is behind that. Maybe it goes back to like the big feasts of, I don't know, Vikings or something. You celebrate a successful conquest, something like, I don't know. I need to read into that a bit more. What's the history of food?
Yeah, at the holidays as celebrations. I think that's a thing. I think it was a thing of the people who had land and who had inheritance and had titles, they had more resources, and so they used it to either show their wealth or to in the most generous of cases to make life better for the people that lived with them, to celebrate. Hey, let's have we live in the castle, let's invite everybody to the castle grounds and have a feast or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, one more slightly Christmassy themed, very. If you were put in charge of the North Pole by Santa Claus for one day, what's the first leadership change that you would make?
I think I probably would let's have a little more fun with it. I think I would reinstitute a commitment to quality. I think that over the years, maybe the North Pole's quality standards for what represents a good quality gift has slipped a little bit. Maybe we could be a little less consumer and a little bit more mindful and pick things that are more aligned with what people actually need or want.
That made me think of you must have seen the film, what was it called? I think it was like Santa Claus or something like that. It was on with Dudley Moore and John Lithgow in it.
I have not.
Okay. It's quite a long time ago, that film. It's a memory of my childhood as much as anything. Obviously, Dudley Moore plays Patch the Elf, who gets a bit disillusioned with the North Pole and decides to strike out on his own. So he steals a bit of magic dust or whatever. And then he gets wooed by John Lithgow's character, who's like this evil corporate overlord who wants to commercialize Christmas. And the reason why it's reminded me is because they start this new Santa's Workshop ripoff, and the toys are all falling apart, so quality has suffered.
Yeah, well, that's a perfect alignment with what I'm talking about. I think we do have much more commercial sense of things. It's almost like an arms race for people to outgive each other, but then they're not outgiving each other with quality things. It seems like there's a lot of volume, or like, what's the thing I can buy that looks the best, but maybe I got for a little less money. And there's being economical and there's being mindful, but then there's also being cheap. I think there's a lot of the North Pole Industries tends to thrive on the cheap side of things, I think. And I think it would be good to get better. Honestly, I think if we got back to more experience-based gifting, I think that would be even better. But there's no workshop for experience-based. So maybe the North Pole turns into a B Corp or something.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, there's also like the opposite arms race, isn't there, of who can get the most expensive gift. That seems to be a thing in pop culture as much as anywhere else. I know what you mean about the experience-based gifting, though. But for me, that comes back to food. Like, if you get me a Christmas present, if it's edible or I can make a drink out of it, you're going to win. Basically, that's how my brain works at Christmas.
Yeah. Well, that's your Advent, your coffee Advent calendar.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a meaningful thing for you.
Yeah.
And if somebody were to send that to you, they probably wouldn't spend a ton of money on it. I mean, they're not cheap, some of these things, but they're meaningful and they're going to stick with you. And even though they're consumed, the memory of the thing stays with you, as opposed to that, like, do I throw this thing away that's sort of falling apart, but it was gifted to me? Like, or, you avoid that whole awkward moment that's really not the last memory you want your gift to have in someone's mind.
100%. And it saves that one more thing that I have to store in the loft or something, and then forgotten who got it for me at which Christmas in like a month's time.
Right.
I also quite like so going back, it's not quite like the experience-based gifting that you're talking about, but like there used to be a thing around homemade, but not in the sense where homemade means bad, but in the sense that someone's actually put care and love and time into something.
Right.
But yeah, I guess you don't see that much anymore either.
Well, that takes time.
Well, yeah, but that's showing the love, isn't it? Is taking the time to do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm old-fashioned, maybe.
Well, that's kind of what I meant about, like, where is the intention and where is the, even something that's not amazing, but was, handcrafted or made, then it falls sort of into the same situation of eventually what do I do with it? But, but I still have stuff that my kids have made, and it's in a box somewhere where we come across it from time to time. And that's a good memory of, hey, do you remember when? And I think we could do with a little bit more humanity in the holiday season at the North Pole.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice, a good answer. Yeah, absolutely. I like it. But Dave, thanks for being back again. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a lovely Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
Craig, welcome back. Lovely to have you back on the show and to see you again. And I don't think anyone's going to struggle to work out the theme of the episode with what you've got on your head.
Yes. I'm wearing a green hat because it is pretty cold today, and I rode my bike to work, and I needed the protection. The reindeer, not so much help.
Well, yeah, I mean, do they light up? I hope they light up.
I need to get that model next year, I guess.
Oh, that's a shame. So they're no good to you if you're riding in the dark either. So. Lovely. Well, Merry Christmas.
Also to you, David. Also to you.
What is your best or worst office Christmas party story?
Okay. So I do not ever recall having an office Christmas party. So maybe that's my worst experience of it, and also my best, because office parties can be kind of awful. So I've been spared, David. I've been spared.
So you're not the first person to give that answer either. I'm starting to wonder if they're not as fashionable as they used to be.
Or people have gotten wise to how badly they can go.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully that. Yeah.
I mean, people will leave out plates of cookies, and I teach in a university, so occasionally we'll try to have like a get together with the students or something. So that might count as an office party. But those have been pretty good affairs, so I don't have any complaints there. Next question.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Now I can see it. It's probably more scope for it to go wrong in a university setting, but that's why it doesn't, because people are more careful.
I guess.
It's 10 p.m. on the 23rd of December. You are the head elf. What are you going to be doing to prevent burnout in your team and still making sure that every child gets a present this year?
So 2 ideas for you, David. The first is to make an extra plate of cookies for the mid-level managers, because according to a 2024 Gallup report, they are the ones burning out the fastest. So in the elf hierarchy, I'm going to be keeping my eye on the mid-level managers and making sure their plates of cookies are nice and full. And if you'll allow me to be self-interested, I think I might also gift wrap a copy of my new book, Digital Overwhelm, and see if that can't be of help too. Shameless plug there.
Maybe slip a few in stockings as well.
Yeah, I get to do a selfish plug if I'm head elf.
No, that's fair. Yeah. It's poor old middle managers, eh? It's only getting worse for them, I feel. Just getting squeezed from both sides, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's hard to think of a more like stressful and time pressure environment than the North Pole on the 23rd of December, isn't it? Like,
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, amazing. That's a pretty good answer. So next question for you. I'm going to ask you this one. We've not had this one this year yet. A few people answered it last year, but this is your first time doing the special. So what are the leadership lessons you think we can take from Santa Claus?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think consistency builds trust. Trust has been one of the big workplace deficits of 2025. And so consistency matters. But on the other end of things, invisible labor is also very important. So keeping your eye on the work that nobody sees, that really makes the workplace hum. That's a super important thing I'm learning from Father Christmas. And then, don't have a scarcity mindset. Have an abundance mindset. I think that's another Christmas lesson from Santa.
Now, I've been known to give him a hard time because he's got magic on his side, which feels like an unfair advantage, but also, like, best will in the world. He's only working 1 or 2 days a year, isn't he? Let's be honest. Like everyone else, it's the unseen work you mentioned. They're doing it all behind the scenes for him, aren't they?
I think there's some list making going on, some tying down of various lists, some checking once, twice, 3 times. So, yeah, the guy's got some work to do throughout the year, but it's work you can do in an easy chair next to the fire, I suppose, in my imagination anyway.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. He does make the list as well, doesn't he? He doesn't just check it. I'm trying to remember the lyrics of the song.
Yeah?
Because if he's not even making the list himself, that's one less thing.
I think Santa these days probably has an artificial intelligence platform that's at his beck and call. So
yeah, absolutely. ELF, whatever that stands for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right. Yes, very, very well done, David. ELF.
Which Christmas movie character best represents your own leadership style and why?
Unhesitatingly, Buddy the Elf. The thing I love about Buddy, besides the amazingly silly things he says, like "my finger has a heartbeat," is that he is constantly reframing what he sees, and he's reframing it for everybody. The movie does this amazing thing of creating perspective for the rest of us by the incongruity of what Buddy the Elf is always saying. So, just like taking his date to have the world's best cup of coffee makes you look at signs like that in different ways and reframe how you understand commercial advertising. But just the way he takes joy in play and in just the sheer love of running around and punching elevator buttons and singing songs at odd moments and eating vast amounts of terrible for you food. That helps me to reframe human life. The workplace is often framing it in terms of just toil and tasks, but Buddy the Elf helps me do a kind of mode switch to think of it in terms of joy and play and levity.
I love that. Every workplace can benefit from a bit more silliness and less taking yourself so seriously. Love that. Yeah. Maybe not so much with the running around like literally like a headless chicken and causing chaos everywhere he goes. But yeah, I haven't seen that film in a while, so I might be misremembering. I do quite like the way he challenges the fake Santas though, calling out inauthenticity. Like, I like it.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He probably takes it a bit too far though, but yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, there's definitely some good lessons there. I hadn't thought about that one before, so thank you. Yeah, that's a good one. Well chosen. Right, this year's controversy. We'll do last year's Christmas controversy first, because I'd like to know your take on that. And that is, what do you think is the modern equivalent of a lump of coal for the naughty child? Naughty, in inverted commas.
I think I have 3 options for you, David.
Okay.
They're all related to digital overwhelm, which is an area of research for me, and book writing, have I mentioned. But an email that is marked urgent when it is not urgent is a lump of coal. A calendar invite from your boss without any context. In the United States, we call that hey hanging. Hey, could you hang around for a minute after work today? Those kinds of digitally overwhelming messaging can be scary and very much a lump of coal. And then a performance review that doesn't offer you any actual developmental steps, just gives you the numbers. You're a 3 out of 5. Thank you very much. Lump of coal. Appreciate it. So those are my options for you, David.
All three. It's hard to choose one of those, actually. I can see why you had 3. I don't know if an email can ever truly be urgent by its very nature. Like, if it's really urgent, you're going to phone me, aren't you? Let's be honest. Like,
oh, I need somebody to remind me of that on a regular basis. Just follow me around, as my fingers are twitching, towards the Outlook button. Just no email is ever urgent. David.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just so for me, my generation, like, email at its inception was a formal means of communication. It was like letter writing, just delivered via different means, right? So nobody sends an urgent letter anymore. It's partly because of our postal system, right? You can't be urgent because it'll take a week to get there.
Yeah. I mean, you can sort of imagine in a Jane Austen novel or something, or a movie set in the 19th century, somebody galloping along a dirt road holding a package, but it's hard to imagine today.
Yeah, I think if the means, I mean, email or whatever it is, but if your chosen means of communication is potentially slower than a smoke signal or a signal fire, then it's probably not an urgent topic, because you would choose something else, wouldn't you?
That's my next email topic line. This is a signal fire email. See what kind of response I get. I'll let you know, David.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, I do find, I mean, it's your area of expertise, obviously, but that whole the tyranny of the digital world. It's I think the whole thing is just a lump of coal, isn't it? I'm really liking all 3 of these. Let's lump them together and just blame the digital universe. There we go.
Yes. All right.
But not podcasts, obviously.
This kind of digital communication is life-giving.
Yeah, good. I agree, obviously. Amazing. I like that you took that in a more professional direction as well, because last year's debate was between things like the socks in the stocking or a piece of fruit or something like that. So
okay.
I enjoyed that. No, it's much better. It's more educational. We like that. Sillier direction then. This is this year's controversy. Festive decorations, candy canes, mince pies, the novelty chocolates in the supermarkets, all of that sort of thing. How early in the year is too early?
Okay, so staying on brand for me, I'm always thinking about digital overwhelm in the attention economy, right? So I would say that a decoration is too early when it is crowding the attention of your team, and it is precisely apt when it creates a sense of eagerness instead of the weight of overload. So how's that for a communicational version of Christmas decorations? We don't usually think of decorations as communicating something, but they do. They signal. So what do you think, David?
You're right. They absolutely signal. They almost they contribute to the atmosphere, don't they? Which becomes part of the culture. And you can feel if you get it right or wrong, I suppose, you can feel the mood shift in the office, can't you? If the Christmas decorations go up, and
maybe.
Yeah. And how much energy and money, let's be honest, has been spent on them as well. Whether the HR or the office managers had to cut them out of old printer paper and versus actually spend some money on them. That sends a signal as well, I think.
That's right. Well, I told you about the department party for students and faculty that I'm looking forward to this week. And one of the controversies in the office was what to put on the posters that we were plastering around campus. And so we were actually, it was kind of a communal moment. We were clustered around the computer trying to figure out, now, how do we cue students that this is for them too, and it's not just a weird thing that the professors are doing. So it'll still be seen as a weird thing the professors are doing, but hopefully we can lure a few students into the celebration as well.
Yeah, I guess the proof will be in the pudding when
Yeah.
you made the right choice there.
Yes. Figgy pudding, I hope. Yes.
Well, not sure how I feel about that. So, anyway, I hadn't made the connection of the relevance actually to the overwhelm piece, but you're absolutely right. I mean, it is part of this whole consumerism culture as well, isn't it? I mean, here, don't know what it's like in the States, but for us, we had, I think the week before Halloween was the first time I saw Christmas themed stuff on the shelves in supermarkets. And that's kind of where this question came from, because I looked at it, I was like, I swear it's getting earlier every year. This is too early. I'm not thinking about buying my Christmas chocolate in October. Like, what is this?
Yeah. Mercy.
I mean, I've probably asked all of the questions.
I have really enjoyed this, David, and
Me too.
I love the concept. So I wish you all the best as you I don't know. Do you have a team of people working on this, or do you have to edit yourself, or what?
Yeah, it's just me, I'm afraid. But do you know what? I say I'm afraid. I actually see that as a positive, because I enjoy doing the editing. Like it's kind of a zoning out sort of thing for me. But also, when I'm having these conversations, I don't always like soak as much of it up as I'd like to at the time. So having the opportunity to listen back to it, I feel like it's like having the conversation a second time and like, I remember that and I forgot about this. And yeah, it's just the way my brain works, I guess. But
that's lovely, David. That's lovely. I do a lot of editing myself, so I'm going to try to absorb some of that ethos. I'm also noticing that my habit of nodding vigorously to whatever the other person is saying is exacerbated by these reindeer headbands. So maybe this is something I should keep as a practice to remind myself not to be overeager when I'm talking with people.
I don't know. It's difficult. That's a problem I have as a host as well. Obviously not the reindeer, but you do feel like, because unless you just don't show yourself in the videos, you want to like feel like you're paying attention, you're part of the conversation. You want to show that you're engaging with it.
Sure.
But it does look a bit weird sometimes when you're just looking back at clips of yourself with just this inane grin on your face or your head bobbing up and down all the time. But I don't know. I feel like that's better than just sort of standing perfectly still and everyone's thinking you're frozen.
You got a point there. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well, Craig, thank you for coming back. Have a very Merry Christmas and all the best for the new year as well.
Thanks much, David. Bye-bye.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Emma. Welcome back and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. Feliz Navidad. It's lovely to be here, David. How are you doing?
Well, it's great to have you back. Yeah, it doesn't feel like nearly a year ago that we were organising your first episode, does it? But
it does not. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Time has flown.
Which must mean we've been having fun.
Yes, most of the time.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. Right. So Christmas questions with a vague leadership flavour. The first one I'm going to ask you is one of my favourite ones for the Christmas series, actually. And because you've not been before, you haven't answered it yet. So we've had some interesting answers to this one. We have had some interesting answers to this one. No pressure, but...
Okay.
So what is the best or worst office Christmas party that you've been to? You can choose whether best or worst. It's up to you. But do tell.
Wow. I can't remember any that were awful, which I guess is wonderful, isn't it? However, I can remember the most memorable I ever had was when I was working for a software engineering firm called Squire Technologies, and we went to a place called Moonfleet Manor, which is a very historical old smuggler's haunt turned into a fancy bespoke hotel. And lots of taxidermy everywhere and, delicious food. It was amazing. But then everybody got incredibly sloshed. And my then husband and my then boss decided they would have a slapping competition, and it all got rather heated. It got a bit extreme, but yeah, that was pretty fun. I think there was some, riding bulls or bears or lions or something in the corridors. Yeah, it was pretty mad.
Not live ones, I assume.
No.
Yeah, I mean, a slapping contest. That's and when you say contest, between just the two of them, or did everyone have to join in? Or?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they were just seeing who could slap each other the hardest. Yeah, I mean,
right.
I think the bruises were there for days. They enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, well deserved, frankly. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's sort of an internet sensation now. This whole thing is a professional sport, I think, isn't it? This slapping.
Really,
thing.
they were ahead of the game, because this is like, God, it's got to be about 17 years ago or something. Yeah.
Yeah. HR still existed back then, right? Like, it's not that long ago.
Oh, I know. HR was the boss's wife. HR was the boss's wife, so goodness knows what she thought. Maybe she just abandoned them and went to bed.
Maybe she'd had enough of him and wanted to see him get a good slap.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, it was other than that, it was just a beautiful weekend away. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, the venue sounds cool, I have to say.
Yeah.
Love that sort of thing. Yeah,
Very
okay.
swish.
Pretty good entry there. Definitely a memorable one. Yeah, as you say.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So next Christmas question. Okay, this is a new edition this year. If Santa or Father Christmas, whichever it is for you, everyone calls them different things, don't they? But let's say he puts you in charge of the North Pole for one day. What's the first leadership change that you're going to make?
Just for one day, I would immediately let everybody change their hours. I would round up all the middle leadership elves and I would say, look, you can go and talk to your teams. They are allowed to set their own hours within reason. Obviously, I don't know if candy canes need to be poured at a certain time of day or night, then fair enough. I can't do anything about it. But yeah, if they want to work from 10 p.m. all night, or if they want to come in and do it in the morning, then do it all in the early hours of the morning, go for it. If you want to cram it all into 3 days, go for it. I would say set your own agendas, and it's all about the results. Just as long as we get the results, if you finish early, fine, you can go.
I am so on board with that idea. I love that. The only thing is, I sort of had the impression that elves are basically indentured workers anyway, and they're working 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
So
I had that.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
I know. I feel like they're just like little slaves, but they're delighted to be doing that. And yeah, no, I know it is maybe a bit much. But if there are more organised shifts going on at the North Pole now, then then let them organise their schedule a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the real question is, have they moved with the times? Yeah, it's a difficult one, that.
Well, one would hope so. Yeah. Like, you would have thought that most of the work is being done by robots now. My friend sent me a picture of she's in Wales in the supermarket, and there's just a robot, skimming round all the aisles, doing all the cleaning. Yeah, my brother has the same one at BMW, so it's that's the thing. Everything's being replaced now.
Well, that's not made it to this
Poor elves.
to this bit of the southeast yet, or I just haven't noticed. Like, when I go through a supermarket, I'm not paying much attention, to be honest, to anything other than the food.
Yeah. Take me to the hummus and crisps or whatever it is you're there for. Yeah, agreed.
Absolutely. All right, so a variation on that question. If you were the head elf, it's probably the same answer, isn't it? But what are you going to be doing to prevent burnout in your team on the 23rd of December at 10 p.m?
Wow, I actually have a slightly different question. So yes, obviously we would have completely eliminated the reaching burnout stage, because they'd have been organising their time, to align with their circadian rhythms and energy levels, etc. But I would actually encourage everybody to be whistling while they work and listening to music and singing, because apparently you're 80% more productive if you're listening to music. I mean, there are some roles where that is not going to work, but Yeah, and obviously we all know the benefits to reducing cortisol if you're singing and things like that. So I would really be encouraging them to lean into the musical side of things as they're working, and I think it would increase like morale and cohesion and stuff. Yeah, they could all choose, take turns in choosing the music or something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Christmas carols all year round, isn't it? I mean, that's
Of course it is.
Surely they don't have a choice about that. But like,
No, you're right. You're right. I wonder if even they can have their fill of George Michael and Mariah Carey. Yeah.
And the whole music and productivity thing, I didn't know there were actual studies into this. Anecdotally, I found that is definitely true. But it's nice to know there's real science there too.
There really is. I was double checking the stats and everything. Yeah, it's very widely reported.
Very cool.
I don't know whether you're one of those people who can listen to music whilst they work, though, because some people I talk to, they can't do it.
It depends what I'm doing.
It interferes with concentration. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite difficult when you're editing a podcast episode, for example. Anything with lyrics in it, I lose the thread of the episode if I do that.
Yes, yeah, bang on. And if I listen to jazz or classical or just sort of quite sparse beats, then they will keep me really, really focused. But I have to be doing quite a mindless task to be listening to R&B and all these lyrics, as you say.
Yeah, I find if I'm doing anything that requires like a long period of typing, or if I'm writing anything.
Yeah.
I was going to say like rock. Did you know classic rock now has been rebranded? It's now grandpa rock, which makes me feel ridiculously old and sad.
What?
So so it's
listening
metal
to
now.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
which is kind of upsetting.
That's grandpa rock.
Yeah, so I'm told.
Okay, well,
but
it's
funny you mentioned
days.
Led Zeppelin. Yeah, it's Led Zeppelin and Rush. I find are the ones the best for like typing rhythm, for me anyway.
Oh, very good. Yeah, very good. Okay. Love Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Well, my weird claim to fame is I once very briefly shared a stage with Jimmy Page.
What? How? Tell me more.
Because when I graduated university, he was getting an honorary degree the same day. So it was literally like the time it took me to walk across, take my certificate, shake a hand, and walk past again.
Cool.
But it still counts.
It does count. This would be great in in one of those like husband and wife type quizzes where you know it's just one of those really cool facts from your life, isn't it? Yeah, love it.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Barely remember it, but never mind. I know it happened. I have photographic evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on the subject of music, I have to ask you this one, don't I? Like, if your leadership had a Christmas soundtrack, which song would be track number one?
I found this a little bit difficult, but then I thought, and it has been said that this is one of my, this is an Emma song. The Sugar Plum Fairy dance. I don't know the real name for it. Is it the Nutcracker Suite? Yes, it's the Nutcracker Suite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, that one would be it. Just dancing around, making sure everything's in harmony, and spot on precision. Let's keep the energy light. I don't know. That's it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
most people have struggled to come up with an answer to that one so far. So yeah, I knew you wouldn't let me down.
No. It was a toughie, but that came to mind.
Excellent. And I mean, it might be the same answer, but what's your Christmas guilty pleasure?
I would say it's probably all the glutinous foods. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Stollen, stuff like that. Oh, absolutely delicious. But in terms of something that's, I don't know, cringeworthy or don't really have it. Last year I discovered anchovies on a plate with sprinkled almonds over the top. Most people think that's a bit gross, but actually delicious. Yeah. Look at your face.
No, thank you.
Full of vitamin D, all the good oils.
Yeah, but, I'd rather just stand outside for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So that
Yeah,
might
that's,
fit the bill.
This seems to be a growing Christmas tradition, actually, on the podcast episode, because last year someone else grossed me out with some food-related thing. I think it was mint coffee or something.
Oh, yeah, that's odd. That's an odd combo.
Mint and coffee don't go together. Mint and chocolate I'll just about accept, but yeah.
Only on after eights.
Yeah, we had to agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah. Like coffee, so it would be like a mint mocha.
I think it was something like that, yeah. But yeah, I had a similar reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be trying that one.
No, me neither. It felt a bit like a marketing department somewhere had forced a Christmas edition of something, and that was the best they could come up with.
Yeah.
Well, as we're veering into the slightly controversial Christmas takes, I've got 2 questions for you. You get to answer both of them this year because one was from last year. So this year's Christmas controversy is about festive decorations, candy canes, mince pies, other Christmas-themed things. How early for you is too early?
I mean, I think when Halloween needs to be over for me. Halloween has got to be over. So really it needs to be at least halfway through November before these things start flooding, the shops and our brains, our every peripheral vision. And yeah, I am just such a sucker for mince pies. And in the UK, my dad always buys mince pies from all the different supermarkets, and then we do a taste test if I'm there in the UK, and like a magazine would, giving them all marks and then working out which is the best. And yeah, I do miss doing that. But it's really hard to get mince pies here. Really hard. Like there's one shop that occasionally does them. It's just not a Spanish thing at all. But yeah, so I do love mince pie.
You have to get a care package sent across.
Yes, only I'll have to pay import duty on it. So
oh yeah, stupid Brexit and politics.
I know.
Yeah, I think you've given.
I could make some of these, couldn't I?
You could, yeah, I guess. But I feel like there's a couple of the ingredients of mincemeat might be difficult to get as well.
Oh, exactly. No, I've looked for it before. Yeah, I have to order it from some sort of British expat supermarket, and it's all too much of a faff.
It's annoying, isn't it? Yeah. There must be an equivalent you could substitute to do a bit more research.
Well, the Stollen is fitting the bill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite similar, isn't it? Yeah, just well, flavour-wise, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Great treat.
Yeah. And you've given what I think is the only sensible answer to that question as well. I think all these people who are having mince pies in like June or July or whatever, or leaving their Christmas decorations up all year. Like the lazy part of me that appeals to, because you'd have to take them down and put them back in the loft.
Agreed.
But still, it takes the magic out of it if it's all the time.
Totally. And you just go blind to it if it's there all the time.
I think it's bad luck as well.
Agreed. And we don't need any excuses for anything to go awry.
Exactly. Yeah. Good. I'm glad we agree.
With you on that,
as all sensible people do on this issue.
Yeah. I know which side my bread's buttered.
Okay, last Christmassy question. The lump of coal for the naughty child feels a bit out of date to me. What do you think the modern equivalent should be?
Oh, interesting. So I didn't realise that they were traditionally given to the naughty child. I thought that it was just they were given to everybody because everybody was poor and, it would give them a bit of heat for 20 minutes.
I mean, sometimes maybe. No, you've all been naughty this year. Yeah.
Right. Whoops. So I thought a battery would be the modern equivalent because it could power something. But
yeah, I mean, it still works though, because I can't imagine many kids being happy with a battery. What am I going to do with
exactly. That? It's still a bit of a dud random item to find at the bottom of the stocking.
Yeah, I think it works.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know it was for the naughty children. I feel bad now.
What, because you've been giving out lumps of coal for years? What?
Yeah, making everybody
If
think
only
they're really
someone had
special.
told me.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just forgotten about that. I used to like getting an orange in the bottom of the stocking, though. Oh, yeah, I don't get any stockings now. No, I need to make myself one.
Lovely. Well, that here endeth our Christmas conversation, I think. Thank you for coming back
here
again.
endeth.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me, David. It's been
Of
great
course.
fun. And last time we ended talking about Avatar, there's a new Avatar coming out, isn't there?
Oh, good. I'm so pleased about that because I loved the first one.
Oh dear, you didn't. Did you not?
No, it wasn't for me.
What a shame.
It's just Pocahontas in space. There's nothing original about it. Like, what was the point of that film?
Totally. Yeah, I know. I love the effects. I'm going to treat myself and go and sit in the luxury cinema. But yes, thank you so much for having me. This has been great fun. I hope you have a really lovely Christmas. And just really appreciate being asked all your interesting questions.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming back.
Great year. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. And yeah, have a lovely Christmas. This will actually be coming out on Christmas Day this year because the week has worked just right for me. But obviously we're recording it before that. So yeah, have a great day and all the best for the new year.
You too. Thanks, David.
Jodie, welcome back again. Second time this year? Second time.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have you back. Happy Christmas as well.
Yeah, I think you might be the first person to actually say those words to me, David. I don't know what's going on this year. Yeah, I know.
Surely not.
Maybe I'm just living in a miserable household. I think maybe that's what it is.
Well, it's that funny time of year, isn't it? Because obviously we're not recording this on Christmas Day. Sorry to burst the bubble for any listeners.
Don't. You're pulling the curtain back.
Yeah, well, but it's that funny week, isn't it? And particularly because it falls during the week this year, so we get a perfect Christmas week next week. But I do feel it makes this week feel a bit weird. Half the people I talk to are like, I'm done. I'm not working this week. And the other half are like, I'll never get anything done. Oh, is it nearly Thursday? Oh. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, well done for the Christmas hat as well. It's not quite a Christmas jumper, not as resplendent as mine, obviously, but
no, I don't own a Christmas jumper. It's just too many synthetic fibers for me. I'm not down with it.
Get a good one like this, like it's knitted, it's proper, like 100% cotton and everything.
Yummy.
They do exist.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's Star Trek themed as well, even better. I mean,
you see, that passed me by. It gave off Christmas vibes. But then I was out. I didn't, not being a Trekkie.
Takes a lot of effort for that sort of thing, though. Took me ages to find this one. Star Wars ones are really easy. I get one of those a year.
Yes, my kids have had some of those before, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so your first appearance on the Christmas special, which means you get all of the great best questions that everyone who's been on before has already answered. And we'll kick us off. I feel like you might have quite a good story for this one, but I might be putting you on the spot a bit there by saying that. So what is your best or worst office Christmas party story? You can choose best or worst.
There's a couple springs to mind. I spent about a decade in marketing at the height of kind of agency madness. So there was a bar in reception. I think that sets the scene as much as we need to set the scene, okay? But if you wanted to know the state of my liver at that point, shabby. So what they were very good at was parties. We had a fancy dress party, and I loathe fancy dress. I mean, the fact you've got me in a Santa hat is quite the achievement, David. I'm not a fan. It was fancy dress, and it was kind of compulsory. And I was in my 20s, so I don't know why I went as a hot flush. But I went as a hot flush.
Okay.
And I basically built a cardboard toilet system on my head, complete with a chain and a thermometer that was reading very hot. So I kind of like foreshadowed my own menopause about 30 years before it happened. And everyone else looked really glamorous in their fancy dress. And I went basically as half a toilet.
Yeah, it's always a risk, fancy dress, isn't it? You have to really know like the host and the context well, because Some are silly
Yeah.
and some are like classy but different.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, the next one I'd completely checked out of effort. I mean, it was a huge amount of effort to make a
Bet, yeah.
toilet system. Next time I went as a hula girl and I literally had a sweatband, a stick of wire, and a hot glued a hula hoop to the top of that piece of wire. And that was my fancy dress.
Yeah. I mean, that's more effort than I went to last time I attended a fancy dress, because I'm the same as you. I absolutely detest it. So the one time I was persuaded to go, I decided I would go as a 1930s US gangster, which sounds, that sounds really involved.
Like kind of
No, it's not.
Bugsy Malone vibe.
You just
Is
wear
that
a
kind
suit,
of where we're at?
right? You just wear a
Yeah,
suit
yeah,
and then you
yeah.
get a wide brimmed hat, and that's it. Minimum effort. It was brilliant. Loved it. You can only get away with it once though, so I never went to another one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. This is my last one, guys. Make the most of it.
Absolutely. The best stories I find do tend to come from people with marketing backgrounds in that sort of period of time.
There are stories. It wasn't a Christmas party. There was a party where one of my team, oh my God, how should we put this? Because you don't want to have to put an explicit warning on this podcast. He decided that what a bowl of crisps on the table really needed was the addition of one of his appendages. Should we leave it at that?
Oh dear, oh dear.
And the chairman was within sight. Yeah, just about, I think.
Like, doing that sort of thing these days, you would literally get arrested, and rightfully so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We all look at back in the day with rose-tinted glasses, but honestly, some of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's coming close to. So I said marketing earlier, but actually the top two at the moment for craziest office stories are from HR people. Yeah. But one of them crosses over with a crazy Christmas story as well. So like double points, I think. Oh. And that was from I think it was last year, might have been the year before. But anyway, a rather tone-deaf boss decided that the best venue for their Christmas party that year would be a strip club.
Ooh, that's a choice.
It's a good story, that one. Yeah, I'd love to know what he's doing now. Like, what happened for the rest of his life after that?
Yeah. But even the stuff like, so, we had lots of client parties and et cetera, and they were pretty wild. We had cigarette companies as our major clients. So we'd have parties with giant punch bowls heaving with fags. And we don't and everyone would just be like helping them. I mean, it was when you think back, and we were like, sure.
I should say, actually, for any Americans in the audience in the UK, in case you don't know, fag is slang for a cigarette. Not the other meaning.
Yeah, they were different parties, the other ones. And no shade thrown here on whatever party flavour you fancy. Yeah, it was just mad to have but they were the days when you'd go into the boardroom for a meeting and everyone around the table would be smoking.
Yeah. I'm glad I missed those days, to be honest.
Yeah, my lungs wish I did, but there we go.
Yeah, I got in that, I don't know, I suppose it's a good time slot. It was a long time after alcohol wasn't good in the office anymore, and just after smoking. Like, I think the smoking ban came in a couple of years after I entered the workforce, but luckily nobody I worked with smoked indoors anyway. They're all polite.
Yeah. Well, we did it incrementally. We would, so the ban, that was nothing to do with this decision. So we used to be able to smoke all day at our desks. Then it became, if you want to smoke, you got to go out in the lift lobby. So there'd be a few chairs by the lifts on every floor that you could sit and have a smoke. Then that got banned, and it was after 5 p.m. So literally, we'd all be like, tick. We'd have a cigarette, and we'd have our lighters, and we'd be watching the clock, 4:59, and then suddenly there's this chorus of, as we all, yeah, mad days. But there you go.
Yeah, it's quite a red flag in hindsight, isn't it, about the addictive nature of them? Anyway.
Yeah, but simpler days.
I guess so. Right, so back to Christmas. Well, this one seems to be quite popular this year. I've had some interesting answers to this one. So
go on.
if Father Christmas were to put you in charge of the North Pole for one day, what's the first leadership change that you would make?
That's a good question. What leadership change would I make? See, because I think he's sort of got it sussed, hasn't he? I mean, he is, and obviously this is coming from my bag. As a leader, he has absolutely nailed his brand. I mean, it's a case study in how to do branding. He's got the brand language sorted. He's got his color palette sorted. We could all learn a few things about customer insights from him, because he literally gets his customers to write in and tell them exactly what they want. Now, if our customers did that to us, we'd be ho-ho-hoing all the way to the bank. He's got it. He's a clever little sausage. And even, if you believe the hype, the song, he sees you when you're sleeping. I mean, I'd say, as market research goes, that's slightly verging on the stalker side of marketing insights. But he's
Taking
got
it
it all
too far,
sussed.
that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So I think that side he's fairly impeachable. I think he's got it all sussed, and he's great at delegating. I mean, what does he actually do?
Well, this is the
theory,
thing.
like one day, maybe that's it. Maybe he'd roll his sleeves up and bloody do some work on some of the other days of the year, please. Let's model a little bit of pitching in, and rather than delegating to those poor bloody elves working their little fingers to the bone. So that's that. I think that's what he should do.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's like, I'm all for like effective. I'm not sure about the word delegation, but I'm all for like the effective distribution of work among a team like that, because that's the point of a team, isn't it? You can't do it all yourself. But
Sure.
I also think every now and then, maybe even more frequently, like the leader should actually do some work themselves as well. Like, it's quite important for respect and team morale, and showing that you're one of the team, not above the team or aside from it.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe he worked his way up. My sense is he didn't.
I don't think he did.
And I think when you when you don't have that on the ground understanding of what it is, that's when you get leaders who go, well, just do it, do this, and they have no sight of the impact that will take, or how possible or otherwise it is that he's asked them to do this thing. I mean, although he is he's the man that makes the impossible happen, so maybe that's not relevant. But I mean, take your coat off and get involved, Santa. Come on.
Although, actually, thinking back to like some of the mythology of St. Nicholas, he did used to do it himself, didn't he? Like before the elves, he was the one like jumping through the windows or whatever, before all the chimney and the commercialized version of him. So
yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe, but then there's also, as you say, there's like that classic leadership management thing, isn't it? Like the higher up the ladder you go, the further removed you are, not just in terms of hierarchy, but time from the actual work.
Yeah.
So back then, when he was giving them, I don't know, like a turnip or a lump of coal or whatever. So maybe he did used to do it himself hundreds of years ago, but what does that tell him about these days when kids want iPhones and AI and VR goggles or whatever they want this year? I lose track because I don't have kids. So
and does he ask the elves for ideas? That's where the best ideas come from. That the people doing the thing, seeing from all these different perspectives. So I'd be finding out just how he harnesses all that creativity.
Yeah. I mean, the elephant in the room there is, does he? Like, are the elves slaves? Are they being paid? Do they have a choice? Like, or are they AI? That's the other one this year.
Oh, okay. Oh God, don't go there. I was in quite a nice Christmassy mood, and now you've got to spoil it by talking about AI. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe they are. It depends. Let me see what presents he brings, and then if they're crap, then it's definitely AI.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's-
Jury's
yeah.
still out on that one.
That's a really great point as well about the letters. I'd forgotten about that. I was talking to someone else about how they can't really take like the agile approach because you can't build it on user feedback because that would ruin the magic if you did that. But I completely forgotten that. Just mind blank or whatever. But he gets all the letters, doesn't he? Like kids are writing to him, telling him what they want. Of course.
I
So
mean,
that's blowing my argument out of the water there.
My whole Santa knowledge, which is superficial to say the least, is pretty much 98% built on Arthur Christmas, the film. So, I credit them for reminding me, because I have watched it in this Christmas season because it's my favourite film, that the letters play a very important part in it.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they could, digitize, or, let's not involve AI, but maybe we could have an easier way of getting in touch with him and, giving them the list of things we want. But in essence, it's a brilliant mechanism.
When we get off the call, I'm going to go and ask ChatGPT to write me the most powerful, meaningful letter to Santa Claus that will absolutely guarantee he will bring me the gift that I want, and just see what it comes out with.
Come on, David, write it yourself and then get AI to edit it. This is the way we know best copy works. Come on.
I know, but for fun, I want to see what it comes up with, or whether it will tell me that, the secret about Santa, or whether it will play along. Like, I want to know.
There you go. Well, that's an
Watch
experiment.
this space, more to follow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Right. Well, so you've mentioned After Christmas, and I must say that's a popular film that's come up quite a few times with other guests, which I think it leads me into this question that I find quite fun. Which Christmas movie character best represents your approach to leadership, and why?
Well, okay, so if we're taking Arthur Christmas, then I think Arthur has to be it, because he doesn't lead, but he gets the mission done with oodles of empathy and kind of accidental credibility. And I like that.
Yeah.
In complete contrast to his brother, who, is all over the tech. He's an absolute bro, and everyone's kind of generally pretty scared of him. He's dismissive of what went before. He's dismissive of Arthur and his emotional intelligence. And yeah, I think, in terms of a leadership lesson, it's all there in that 90 minutes of, kind of animated beauty. So I definitely go Arthur, because I think, what we can accidentally suck out of, an organization, or how we deal with our clients, or whatever it is where we use technology to become so uber efficient. All personality and creativity is sucked out of the entire process, thus leaving us joyless. And, and I think at that point, you might as well just hand it all over to AI. Arthur brings us a humanity, and that is what we should never sacrifice in this relentless and rather tedious pursuit of efficiency.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, Arthur's a great example for leadership and for business, isn't he? Because he's putting the purpose, the people, the end user, the customer first, and what their needs are. At the same time, though, an undertaking the scale of the North Pole and what Father Christmas does every year, surely, like, you've got to look for some efficiencies, or you're never going to do it. You can't rely on magic alone.
What?
I don't think.
No, absolutely. And I think that's where they get to, though, isn't it? That Steve has his place with his handheld, kind of consoles of doom and, data-driven patheticness. And Arthur brings the humanity and the emotion and the, kind of connection with the customer. And he truly has their best interests at the center of his decisions. And so, the happy ending is that they all come together as opposed to fighting against each other. So, I think there's some kind of really trite lesson in there for all of us, isn't there, David?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's a good lesson, though, and it's a good answer to that question, I have to say. Yeah, very well reasoned.
Got out of that hole.
Yeah, nice. All right, musical question now then. We've done film, now we'll do
Alright.
music. If your leadership had a Christmas soundtrack, which song would be track number 1?
Well, I've just got to go with the ones that I enjoy listening to at this time of year, really for no deep and meaningful reason. So it's going to be, Fairy Tale of New York, because it's probably fairly representative of kind of my vibe, which is sweary, fun, a little bit kind of left field, maybe not the obvious choice, although it is incredibly popular. I'm not saying I'm incredibly popular. I'm saying that song is incredibly popular. Just make that really clear. Yes, sort of rousing and emotional and full of meaning. But also, I have just watched Spirited. Have you ever watched Spirited? It's on Apple. It's
Doesn't ring a bell.
It's the guy who bought Wrexham Football Club, really famous actor. His name has dropped out my head, and Will Ferrell. I think Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of musicals. It is musical though, but there are some absolute bangers in there. One, how do I summarize the premise quickly? So there's 2 standout songs for me. One of them is where Ryan Reynolds' character, who's this hard-nosed, like, F everyone PR guy, does a song, but he's addressing an audience of real Christmas tree vendors who are desperate because their industry is being decimated by artificial trees. And this is the best marketing story I've ever. It sums up this faux authenticity narrative that we've all been sucked into. Just got to be authentic. That's all you got to do. So he creates this faux authentic positioning for the real tree guys, and it is absolutely superb. And I love it because it pokes fun and a real hole in this whole authentic thing. That word I have such an issue with that word. And that song sums it up absolutely to a T. So it's not really about leadership. It is just about my relationship to that song. I'm thinking, yes, you've absolutely bloody nailed it. This is everything that I love and hate about marketing in 3.5 minutes, involving tap dancing, sparkles, and lots of rousing choruses. So there's that one, which I absolutely love. So that for me, I'm sure it must be on YouTube. If you don't have Apple, go and find it. It's superb.
Okay, will do. Yeah, I know I do have Apple. There's too many amazing shows on it to not have it. None of the others are Christmas themed, though. So we won't
David, is to go and watch Spirited. I've watched it every year since it's come out, and it's amazing, and it's funny, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, because I am not a fan of schmaltz. I mean, there's a smattering of it, but I love the ending.
Nice. Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like it ticks the boxes for a Christmas film. So.
Yes, absolutely.
So every year I like to ask a Christmas controversy question. I'm actually going to ask you last year's. Because I think it's more fun and better than this year's.
Okay.
So, what would you say is the modern equivalent of the lump of coal for the naughty children?
To give to a kid or to give to anyone?
Well, for the naughty person, let's say, yeah.
I would give the naughty person, and I'm not making myself popular by saying this, a self-help book. Because if there's one thing I do not want to find in the bottom of my stocking, it's a self-help book. So that would be my equivalent, I think. Or Haribo, because I think they're so bloody overrated. I'm sure naughty kids would love them. But yes, Haribo, that would go. It's basically what Christmas presents would I put in the bin? Self-help books, Haribo. I don't mind socks, but I never get the socks I want, so socks can go in there. And socks for a naughty kid, well, that would serve them right. Or one sock. Although I'm starting to give Dobby vibes now. If you're
No,
Harry Potter
wait,
fan.
no, hang on. You can't do one sock because that's incentive to be more naughty again next year, so they get the other sock.
It's true. I'll give them 3 socks. Yeah. What would you give as a?
It would be
alternative
socks
to
for me,
coal?
I think.
Would
Yeah.
it? That's kind of
Yeah.
like the nemesis of Christmas
I
presents.
think so. I think
Yeah.
because it's. I mean, if you think about a lump of coal, like it's functionally useful, but nobody really wants it. And for me, that's
Yes.
socks. I've not reached the age where I get excited about a pair of socks yet. Yeah.
Yeah. No, me neither. So yeah, I think the
Good.
socks is quite a good answer. But then I am so hard to buy for. So I would put most presents in the bin, to be fair, because I'm an ungrateful sod. And I'm
Well,
very
at least
choosy.
you're self-aware about it. But
Does that make it better, David? Your present's
somehow,
going in the bin,
yeah.
but can we all just congratulate me on my self-awareness?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's better than someone who doesn't realise they're being miserable.
Possibly. I mean, I do just say to my family, I'll buy the gift and wrap it. I will even wrap my own gift up, pass it to you on Christmas Eve, and you can pass it back to me on Christmas Day. That is my perfect Christmas transaction.
Oh man, that takes all the magic out of Christmas. Can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not. You may have sensed I'm not a particular kind of romantic or
That's
kind of
fair.
like the magic.
What about just give them a short list of things that would be acceptable gifts, and then they get to choose one thing, so you still get a bit of a surprise.
Yes, you could do that. I'm just not a fan of surprises, David. I know what I want. Let's just cut to the chase. I'll get it. And also, the people around me, we're all very busy. No one's got time. It's all effort. So I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Just backs me what I've paid. Lovely. Everyone wins. You're not faffing around buying stuff. I know what I'm getting. I'm being reimbursed for it. I'll even choose a wrapping paper that I like because your wrapping paper's crap because you have no taste. So it's a win-win.
Wow. I mean, each to their own, I guess. But Jodie, what about the magic of Christmas?
Yeah, I designed my Christmas tree. Well, I've had it for about 20 years. It's ultra modern and it's made out of wood. It's flat pack and it comes out and it's my dream Christmas tree. Okay, because it's super, super contemporary. It does have baubles on it, but they are in very specific places and it's, and most years, one of my sons says to me, "Will we ever have a real Christmas tree, Mum?" And I'm like, "Sure. When you're paying your own mortgage, you fill your boots with traditional naff Christmas trees. While you're under this roof, we go for the grey and silver, contemporary, modern, some might say brutalist Christmas tree."
I mean, it's made of wood, so that's already made it better than the majority of artificial Christmas trees in my book.
Well, okay, I fear I need to clarify this. It's made of MDF. However,
still, it was a tree once.
Okay, then
Some trees
there's a
once.
question. Was it? Does MDF actually have this tree? Not sure. But it is over 20 years old. So all the kind of carbon footprint I've saved.
Yeah.
And I employed a craftsman to make it for me from my designs. So, I was giving back to the local economy. And no one will persuade me that it looks like an absolute modernist eyesore. I love it.
It does sound a bit of a well-practiced defence, that, though, I have to say.
That's right, yeah. When visitors come and they look at the tree and they go, interesting. You think,
that's
okay.
brave.
I know my taste is, niche.
Oh, fair enough. But it's your house, as you say, so why not?
Absolutely, yeah. And my husband would like a real tree as well, but, he knows which side his bread's buttered.
Let him have one in the garden or in the shed or something.
Yeah, that's right. We've got plenty of trees in the garden. Go and hang your baubles on there and shut up.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I was going to ask what your Christmas guilty pleasure is, but I think it's that tree, isn't it?
I think
Although, do you feel guilty about it?
zero guilt. But then I don't think any pleasures should be guilty.
That's
well,
fair.
okay. I mean, that doesn't harm anyone else, and blah 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 blah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, fair enough. Well, Jodie, thank you for being with us today. Merry
It's been really
Christmas
good
again.
fun.
Yeah, that's the goal. So I'm pleased to hear that.
Yeah, good. And despite everything I said that is putting me firmly in the Grinch camp, I am very much looking forward to Christmas. So Merry
Even
Christmas
wearing
to
a
everyone.
green hat as well. It's Grinch coloured, that hat, isn't it? Just realised.
If the lights were a little bit lower, I'd probably pass for the Grinch, to be fair. But I'm all right with that. I'm fine with that.
Oh dear. Well, I hope you enjoy your contemporary Christmas this year.
Yes.
And
Well, I will. No one else will, but I definitely will.
At least you're honest. Yeah. Kelly, welcome to Leading with Integrity for the first ever time.
It is, yeah, bizarrely.
Yeah. Pretty rare to have a first time guest on the Christmas special, I have to say. So
I'm honoured.
Yeah. You'll have to come back and do a full episode, a proper episode at some point in the new year. Definitely. Yeah. Right. So Christmas silliness. Glad to hear I'm your last meeting or event of the year, more or less. That's that adds fun for me at least, if not for you.
Absolutely. I did refrain on opening the wine now. I thought I'd wait. It's fine.
I mean, there's two schools of thought there, aren't there? Whether it makes it more fun or not. But
Absolutely.
I mean, on the subject of opening the wine too early, let's hear a story about your office Christmas party experiences. Best or worst one you've ever been to, your choice.
Oh, can I give you both and just be quick? Is that all right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We like that.
So I'll give you the worst one, and this is more the work making a point, bit boring answer. Worst Christmas party is the one that you don't have. Because when you run your own business, December does become a bit of a, right, got to get that done, got to get the to-do list, clients, payrolls, deadlines, whatever it is you're doing. Before you know it, everybody else is telling you that they've finished, clocked off. It's 9 o'clock and you're scrabbling around looking for Spotify and Christmas tunes and a manky old mince pie. So it's the one you didn't have is the worst one. The best one was I met James at a networking Christmas party. There you go. That was the mark of the start of our relationship. So, of course, that was my best Christmas party.
Is he like behind the camera? Do we?
No, I didn't even have to say it. I didn't even have to, but I did. Just there you go. That's how much I love him.
Oh, bless. Yeah. I mean, that's two really nice in different ways, I guess. I very much feel the worst one. I think that's. Especially being solopreneur, it's like, who do you have a Christmas party with? I have found the solution, though. It is Alan and Emily's Christmas shenanigans, or a networking group Christmas one, such as yours. There we go. Bit of a plug in there as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't argue with your best one either. Fair enough. I'm going to make sure he sees this as well.
Just clip that bit and send it to me.
Yeah, definitely. Next Christmas question. Let's go with some silly ones. Which Christmas movie character would best represent your approach to leadership and why?
Well, I desperately wanted to fit Kevin from Home Alone into this one, but I just couldn't do it purely because it's my favourite film in the world. So I'm going with Buddy the Elf.
Nice.
So hear me out on this one. So I am relentlessly enthusiastic to the point of annoying sometimes. I genuinely do believe people are capable of magic when you support them in the right ways. And I am more than happy to try out things that look ridiculous if I think it will bring joy or connection to people. And Buddy didn't care about the corporate stuff either. He'd walk into a room, disrupt the system, and somehow people would just end up happier than they did and more productive. So that's how I like to lead. Plus, if something goes wrong, so what? Still have a smile, figure out a way, move it forward. That's me.
Yeah, it's a good answer. It's not the first time he's been chosen this year.
Really?
But, I mean, similar but different reasons, though. So I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's. I think you could get away with Kevin as well, I have to say.
Yeah. I was trying to use chat to give me some answers and it just wasn't working. So I thought, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit controversial choosing the villain from a Christmas movie, though, isn't it? Because Kevin is the villain, let's be honest.
Yeah. Wow.
He's a little terror.
He's a little terror. But if you see my out of office, I've got a really good Kevin Home Alone out of office on at the moment.
Oh, I didn't spot that. I'm going to send you an email now just to get it.
You'll send me an email. To be fair, though, Rachel Harwood said to me, you're going to get more emails than you would have done because already 5 people have emailed me to say that's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they get it again.
And then they get it
You just
again.
get in a vicious cycle then, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And the musical question, the variation on the theme, if your leadership had a Christmas soundtrack, which song would be track number 1?
Well, it would definitely not be because I like the song. It would be because of what it says. So it would be Step Into Christmas by Elton John, because for me, that's my leadership style. So it's all about inviting people in, stepping into the connection, the possibilities, and how we can grow together. And I think every time I lead a meeting, I try and shape the culture of the network, and that message basically stays the same. So come and get involved, bring your energy, and let's make brilliant things happen together.
Yeah. That's well thought out, but yeah, I get what you're saying about the song.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I am going to be singing it all day now, unwantedly.
Yeah. So there's the Mariah Carey song, the one everyone knows which one it is, the Christmas one, is absolutely hated in this household, I have to say. But somebody else has chosen it, and also it was sent to me as, I don't know if you've seen this one, but there's one of these internet YouTube type people has done a cover of it in the style of Ozzy Osbourne, which is absolutely amazing, and it's annoyingly has maybe converted me on the original song a little bit.
Oh no!
I know. I'm going to get kicked out.
Yeah, headphones. What headphones are for?
But yeah, your music taste can change, can't they? I guess is what I'm trying to say. But,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's your Christmas guilty pleasure? Do you have one?
Christmas guilty pleasure, other than sprouts, which isn't as guilty anymore because more and more people like them.
Yeah, they're getting fashionable now, aren't they?
It's fashionable now. Yeah. Do you know what? This year's guilty Christmas pleasure is going to be, we don't have any children with us this Christmas because one's with their dad and the other one's with her husband's family, which is a weird thing to say. So we are going to go for a walk in Southsea and go to the Wetherspoons because it's one of the only pubs that's open on Christmas Day for a quick drink, a bit of a celebration, and come home and eat seafood. So we're not doing a proper Christmas Day this year.
Wow. Yeah. Was that deliberate, or it's just sort of worked out that way?
It works out that way probably every other year. So we do our Christmas on the 27th when everybody's back and nobody else is fighting for people to be at their house.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we just think, just let everybody do their thing and we'll do it on the 27th. And it makes it a longer period as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, it draws it out a little bit, prolongs the fun. Yeah.
And no Christmas presents till the 27th either.
Oh, wow. That's committed.
That is committed. Yeah. Although you do end up feeling really ungrateful because people were expecting thank yous and you haven't done it yet. So we have to tell everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. No, it's sort of the same for our family. We take turns about who goes to which mother on which day of the year.
Yeah. The juggle is real, David. The juggle
It really
real.
is. Yeah. Gets complicated, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Yes, it certainly does.
Yeah. Yeah. We've actually hosted a couple of years now. Don't tell Mum, but I think those are probably my favourite Christmases because it's in your own home and you don't have to rush around and get to someone else's, and I quite enjoy the cooking bit of it as well. So if you're hosting, you have to cook. So there's no argument about it. So no, I have to. Sorry.
Exactly. It's an excuse to get out of the way for a little bit as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you can hide in the kitchen. Definitely.
Yeah.
That appeals to me. That appeals to me. Now I can't let you go without asking some of the Christmas controversy questions.
Oh, go on.
So as it's your first time, you can do last year's first, which was fun, I think.
Okay.
The lump of coal for the naughty child.
Yeah.
Bit out of date, I think.
Yeah.
What is the modern equivalent, would you say?
84 presents instead of 100. Yeah, not giving them one of the things that they might want. Yeah, that's a good question. Do they get fazed by this stuff anymore? Taking their phone away would be a worse thing, wouldn't it? Yeah.
That's not a bad shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, the enforced digital disconnect. I like that idea.
Turning the Wi-Fi off. There you go. Turning the Wi-Fi off.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we're going to have that. That's good. Yeah. I mean, when you live in an age as well where kids are asking for iPhones for Christmas and whatever, I mean, that says it all, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah. Okay. So that was last year's controversy. My answer, by the way, was socks.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty
Yeah.
bad one.
So this year's controversy question, again, it's come out of a source of annoyance for me personally. The festive decorations, the candy canes, the mince pies, the things on the shelves in the supermarket.
Yep.
How early is too early?
Before December. Yeah. I mean, let's be realistic. They want to market, they're running businesses, they need to get it out there. But I think 1st of December is enough. Yeah. It is not the 1st of November, which is what I think we saw. Yeah.
Yeah,
You in agreement, or was that still early?
I think most people are like mid-November at the earliest, or at least most people I've spoken to and asked this question of. There are a couple of outliers who just basically said, like, whenever you want. Not sure I agree with that.
No.
You can't do it too early. Otherwise, like, why ever take them down? Just do it all year round. It just becomes meaningless then, doesn't
It's
it?
just wallpaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's too long. I already feel like Christmas has been here for weeks.
Yeah, I mean, there's the commercialism, the consumerism side of it, isn't there? Like, well, the 100 presents instead of the 84, as you said. It gets a bit much, I think, and it's kind of takes the magic out of it a little bit for me.
It certainly does. It certainly does.
But yeah, so this year, and again, like, I don't know if it's always been like this or it has been for years, when this is just the first time I've noticed. But I spotted the Christmas stuff before Halloween in our local supermarket. Like, it was literally the festive shelf, in inverted commas. It had Halloween stuff, pumpkins, skeletons at one end, and then the Christmas chocolate and the stockings and stuff at the other end. So that prompted this question because it annoyed me.
I feel your pain on that one. Yeah, I do feel your pain. This is a good I don't go shopping. I get it delivered. Good reason.
Yeah, that is a good point in the pro column, isn't it? Yeah. It's so this one's been fairly popular this year. It's a slightly semi-serious leadership question as well, though. So if you imagine it's 10 p.m. on the 23rd of December, which is less than a week away now, isn't it? Ooh. You are the head elf, assuming there is such a thing.
Yep.
What are you going to be doing on that evening to prevent burnout in your team of elves, but still make sure every child gets a present this year?
The instant answer that comes to my mind is let all the other elves go early and me work extra hard for even longer. But that's not the right answer.
That's not going to work, is it? No,
not going to work.
No.
Definitely not going to work.
Prevent burnout in your team. Your team includes you, so
it does
that's
include
not going to work. Sorry.
I think probably another cynical answer would be learn from my mistakes and hope that I do something different the next year. Again, it doesn't help in that moment in time. And pull together and make it a fun environment and get us all over the line as quickly as possible. Help out each other, fill the gaps where needed, and cross the line together is the thing.
Yeah, I like that. So it does beg the question, though. I assume that Santa's workshop is already a pretty fun environment. I mean, they probably have Christmas music going all the time. There's bound to be like hot chocolate on tap and mince pies freely available and all those sort of nice things. So what else can you do at that point?
Put some different music on. I think at that point, people would be really quite happy with a bit of Luke Combs, a bit of line dancing, bit of jolliness. That's what I do. A bit of line dancing, a bit of Luke Combs.
Nice. Maybe a sea shanty or two, because they've got that rhythm to them, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think they would love me forever just to have a little bit of a break of, that Christmas monotony.
Yeah, the Christmas music fatigue is real, isn't it?
It is. It sure is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's interesting, though, because your initial answer, even your second answer, I think said quite a lot about you as a leader.
Yeah, quite heart on sleeve, aren't I?
Yeah, that's interesting though, and I think anyone who's been in that sort of position as well immediately empathises with that, because you do that. Like, it's one of the myths of leadership is that it's your job to. I mean, it's a myth and it's not. I guess it's part of your job to look after people, but the myth part is at the expense of yourself. I think we've all done it. I mean, I definitely used to do that all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Particularly if you're a people pleaser as well.
Yeah.
Which I would say, unfortunately, I am. I love being that person, but it double-edged sword, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you get it from all angles at that space. So it's hard, isn't it? I love being a leader, and this year having lots of new franchise owners and other things that have come on board. For me, it's been a real journey and a real self-discovery piece for me as to getting to this time of year. And actually, James texted me just now. He's in Sainsbury's buying the bloody turkey and stuff, which is quite early. I'm like, just make sure you check the dates. Check the dates.
We've had ours in the freezer for weeks.
Oh, really? Oh, God, no, it's not then. Because I get it all delivered. He's like, no, I want to go and get. I was like, well, you go then. So he's going to have a look. And he texted me and he said, have we had a week off this year? Or have we just had the odd day off here or there? And I went, I think we've only had the odd day off here or there. And he went, well, considering that's the case, we've had the best year we've possibly had. Us personally have had our best year. And we don't feel quite as knackered strolling over that finish line to Christmas. So I think it's a slow process, isn't it? But it's learning year on year what tweaks to make and how to make it better for you for the following month.
Yeah. And I think it really helps that you clearly love what you do and you're passionate about why you're doing it as well. And I think that makes it, I mean, I find this anyway, it's a lot easier to overlook some of the smaller daily stresses when you love what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Gives it a purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Interesting though. Yeah, I mean, I was in a meeting with James and Kearney on Tuesday, and they were saying they had 19 meetings for the rest of this week and I'm assuming that was like full-on networking meetings, not just any call or anything. So
no, that's just only meetings.
That's a pretty full-on week for the week before Christmas, I have to say.
It sure is. It sure is. It's because we have to bump the ones up that are in the next week into this week. So where are we at the moment? We've got a little tick list on the board here, so we're ticking them off as we go.
Nice.
We have 1, 2, 3 left.
Wow.
3 left. And I'm not in any of them, which is fantastic. So that's great leadership skills.
Yeah, it's good delegation, that. Yeah, well done.
Delegation. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Well, I think that's probably the end of the Christmas special. So, Kelly, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy your seafood Christmas day and so on. And I hope the turkey gets back in one piece.
Who knows? I'll worry about that later. But thank you, David. You too. You have a good one.
Cynthia, welcome back. One of the more recent guests for the year.
Yes. Good to be with you.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us again. And Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. I've got the ugly Christmas sweater on. I'm all ready.
Yep. Yeah, you're definitely on brand.
That's right. That's right. The jumper.
Indeed. Tell us the story of either the best or the worst office Christmas party you've ever been to. You can choose best or worst. That's up to you. But over to you.
Goodness, best or worst office Christmas party. I don't have any of those really, really funny ones where somebody gets, intoxicated and takes photocopies of their bottom or anything like that. So yeah, I guess I missed all the fun parties. You have to remember, David, that I was always in human resources. So I didn't get invited to the parties where the naughty stuff was happening. They didn't want HR anywhere near there. So I would say probably one of the most memorable would be when I was with the Cheesecake Factory restaurants. An amazing brand with amazing food. And so you always knew you were going to get sort of no detail left untouched. We had music, we had, everything was set beautifully. And of course, always the food was impeccable because they were serving restaurateurs and chefs and people in the business. So I'd have to give my vote to the Cheesecake Factory restaurants.
Fair enough. So you obviously got off lightly with HR then and never having to deal with the consequences of a bad one.
I did. Yeah. I think I missed out though.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's been some interesting ones over the years. I think a lot of them best avoided, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If Santa put you in charge of the North Pole for one day, what's the first leadership change that you would make?
I'm assuming to do with the North Pole, because that could get really rather political pretty quickly, pretty controversial pretty quickly.
Yes, let's not abuse Santa's magic for political
That's
ends
right.
or anything. Yeah.
We won't. Exactly. We won't do that. I would probably promote Mrs. Claus. I believe that she doesn't get near the credit that she deserves. So I would probably promote Mrs. Claus to CEO of the North Pole and give her a giant raise for taking care of Santa all these years.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, can she be promoted any further without taking the top job, though? What does Santa do then? Does he retire?
No, see, Santa then works for her because she's like the board chair, right? So,
Okay.
then which he kind of already does. It's just she doesn't have the title to go with it.
That's it, or the paycheck, probably. Yeah.
That's right. Speaking for every wife out there or significant other.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's long overdue retirement anyway, to be honest. So maybe not even a step back. Maybe just shuffle off, as it were. Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it, though.
Yeah. Some of these conversations. So we mentioned about the paycheck. Like, is anyone drawing paychecks at the North Pole? Is it like a really unpleasant family business? Are the elves enslaved? Like, what's going on here? Is this?
It's a great question. No, I think that they are given all the hot chocolate and candy canes and cookies that they could ever desire and live in a magical place. So why would you need a paycheck if you live in paradise?
I mean, if you're allowed to live there for free, I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. We'll put that controversy to bed then.
That's right. And they're doing what they love, right? They're all playing to their talent.
Yeah, I think we have to assume that, don't we? Because otherwise it goes down a dark path. Yes,
That's right.
I agree. It must be a fun place to work.
That's right.
Because they're bringing joy to all those children. Gotcha. Okay, so if I were to ask you to pick a Christmas movie character that would best represent your personal approach to leadership, who would you choose and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. I just watched, is it called Red One, last night with The Rock. There's a whole cast of incredible actors. It's quite a cute, newer. I think it came out in 2024. Santa in that movie. I would choose to be Santa in that movie. He is the whole movie takes a much more modern point of view around Christmas. The dialogue and everything is more modern, and so Rock is like his bodyguard and his workout coach and all that. So Santa's real into fitness and all the things, but he cares very deeply about the people that report to him. Rock in the show is somebody that's worked for him a long time and is ready to go do something different. And Santa really takes time to invest in him and have a career conversation about his value and his worth and his purpose. And so those are things that are important to me as a leader, is to invest in the people around you, to build that trust and that psychological safety where they can come to you if they've got concerns or if they're feeling maybe they've graduated. They feel like they've done all that they've come to do, and it's time for them to move on and take on something new, to be that kind of leader that people can have that conversation. So that's why I would choose to be Santa in that particular show and his leadership qualities. Plus, just be really fun to be Santa.
There is that. Yeah. No, that's a great choice. Yeah. And I love the reasoning behind it too. Quite a good film. I enjoyed it more than I expected to. We watched it last year when it came out. Who was it was playing Santa? It was J.K. Simmons, wasn't it?
Yes. I couldn't think of his name. Yeah.
In my brain, he will always be the newspaper editor from Spider-Man. Like, nothing he's done since. All of his Oscar-worthy stuff and his Oscar-winning things. Like, no, sorry, you're the guy with the moustache who laughs at Spider-Man. Yeah.
typecast.
Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, such a good film. Highly recommend it. Anyone in the audience who hasn't watched that yet, it's the right time of year to do it. So off you go. Not now. Listen to the rest of the episode first, then go. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. So we've done the film one. What about the music one? If your leadership had a Christmas soundtrack, which song would be track number one?
That is a good question. Let me think. I'm thinking of the ones that come to mind that are among my favorites. I'm going to choose I'll Be Home for Christmas is one of my favorites. I also love Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, but I cannot for the life of me think about a leadership connection to that one. So I'm going to go with I'll Be Home for Christmas. And I would parallel that or pull in the notion that you can count on me, that I am going to be a place where you can feel comfortable and in relationship, and that so people feel a sense of at home in the relationship, and that no matter what, I'm going to make an effort to do whatever it takes to get the job done, and for you, with you, beside you.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. And also, like, you know when to switch off because you're driving home for Christmas. You're not staying in the office.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, all important leadership qualities. Good. I like it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's enough serious leadership ones. Back to the Christmassy ones.
Okay.
Do you have a Christmas guilty pleasure? And if so, what is it?
Oh my gosh, I do. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you. I put the Hallmark channel on and I watch it in the background if I'm wrapping presents or on the weekends if I'm tidying and doing things around the house. I'll put those Hallmark Christmas movies on where they're the exact same movie over and over again. They're just in a different town, right? So it's this time it's the baker who's moved to a small town, and the next time it's the veterinarian, and later it's the restaurateur. Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure. And they're so silly and they're so sappy, and it's exactly the same thing over and over again, but I love them and they bring me so much joy, and they're and people would think I was nuts if they knew how many of those I have watched.
Well, to each to their own.
That's right. You're like, no.
That's fine. Not for me, but that's cool. I mean, so for me, like, it's the Christmas episodes of various series and things that I've watched through the years. That's always quite good fun.
Yeah. The claymations are among my favorite for sure.
Nice. It can be difficult though in the age of streaming. Like, it's not as simple as just swapping the disc or the video anymore. You've got to scroll through all these menus to find the Christmas episode of this series and then that one. And
yes.
Right. This year's Christmas controversy had a few variations in answers, but there has definitely been a trend emerging. So when it comes to things like the festive decorations, the candy canes, the Christmas chocolate, the mince pies, all of that stuff appearing on the shelves in the supermarkets and on the TV adverts and all of that, in your opinion, how early is too early?
Oh, definitely before Halloween is too early. I mean, come on. Like, when you go to the store and there's the ghouls and the goblins next to Santa, that is problematic for me. I used to be a don't decorate and don't do anything till after Thanksgiving. But I feel like as I've aged, the month goes by so fast and it's so much work that I'm now open to the idea that get past Halloween and then it's game on.
Okay. Slightly earlier than the trend, I think. But
yeah. I would say mid-November to late November is when I like to personally start to decorate, but I'm not offended if others start the process on early November.
Okay. No, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. So you're about in the middle of the trend then at the moment. But I agree. Like for me, the hard stop is Halloween. Yeah.
Well, I was in a store. I was in a store last weekend, and they had the Valentine's stuff out.
No.
Yeah, they had a whole shelf. They were already putting Valentine's stuff out, and I'm like, let me get through Christmas for heaven's sake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Valentine skeptic anyway, so I don't think any time of year is appropriate for that rubbish. But
I'm with you. I'm with you. The Hallmark holiday, right?
Yeah, it's fake. It's made up. It's not real. Yeah. Yeah, thankfully, my other half agrees with me on that, so I never get in trouble.
Oh, that's good. I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah. I chose well, or we both chose well, I guess. Yeah,
that's right.
Lovely. Well, I think there's one more I will ask you. This is last year's Christmas controversy. Again, just because I'm curious what your answer is going to be.
Okay.
I feel that the lump of coal for the naughty child is a bit out of date. So what do you think we should replace that with in the modern world?
Remove their internet for 30 days.
30 days? Wow. Okay, that's quite severe. Yeah, all right.
Well, if they're naughty, I mean, I guess it depends on how naughty they are. Perhaps there's a scale, right?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Depending on their age and level of naughtiness, but taking away their internet for any length of time, I think would be far more punitive than a lump of coal.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you can still use a lump of coal, like you could still burn it, save your life or something, So yeah.
That's right. That's right. And then if they get electronics for Christmas, think of the devastation, right? Then they get these electronics and they can't use them because they've been naughty. So it's double the whammy.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like back in the day, batteries not included, so you get the present and you can't play with it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm a grandma, so I've learned that everything I buy, I check the batteries and I buy the batteries also, and then I buy backup batteries. So I come in tow with AA, AAA, I've got all the things ready to go, because that's just a travesty when a child opens a present and can't play with it because there's no batteries.
No, that's a good lesson learned there. Well done. Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, a couple of other people have had a similar answer on the turning off the internet. And I didn't ask them. Yeah, I didn't ask them for how long for. So now I'm thinking, did they just mean Christmas Day, a whole month, the rest of the year? You've opened a whole can of worms for me there.
I have. Goodness. We'll have to do a survey and find out.
Yeah.
Mine might be a little more punitive than others.
Yeah, that's fair enough though. Lovely. Well, Cynthia, thank you so much for coming back, and have a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much, David. Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for inviting me to be a guest today. Appreciate you.
Of course. Yeah, come back anytime.
Will do.
Drew, welcome back, and Merry almost Christmas.
Well, thank you very much to you as well. A little bit of snow dusting where I am to get the whole vibe going.
Oh, we've had our 1 day's worth of snow in this part of the UK. That's it now for another year, I hope.
Oh, hey, you know what? If we could talk Canada and New York into doing that, I'd be all over it.
Yeah.
Just once for Christmas at the end, and that's it. We just get the cards, what is it? Get one for the gram, and then it can go away for the rest of the winter.
Oh, 100%. I'm not a fan of snow. I think Christmas Day is the only acceptable time for it to be falling out of the sky. Apart from that, it can just go away.
Yeah. And that, or the end of a really good first date. Like, those are the only two times the nice big snowflakes coming down are the way to go. So,
yep, absolutely. Well, thanks for being back. And I'm looking forward again to chatting with you, as I always do. So I'm going to try and skip the questions that you've answered last time, because you're a repeat offender for the Christmas special. So let's say Santa Claus, Father Christmas, puts you in charge of the North Pole for 1 day. What's the first leadership change you're going to make?
I feel like meeting with representatives of the elf union would be necessary. I am a little concerned about how little information we're getting from their perspective. And I'm just wondering if maybe Santa, I just want to make sure Santa is not just hiring a really good PR firm, and we've got some workplace issues there. So I'd like to sit down and kind of get an assessment of what are things like for everybody up there, because I think, long term, if we're going to have a sustainable North Pole economy, we really need to make sure that representatives of the elven labor are present at the negotiating table. Yeah, you can tell I spent a little time becoming friends with labor lawyers over the last year or so. So yeah, I think leadership wise, I think we hear an awful lot about Santa when it comes to leadership at the North Pole, but I would like to get a better assessment of what kind of sustainable infrastructure for, succession planning there is. Because, hey, I mean, no one wants to say it, but I love you, Santa. I'm a little bit worried about your heart health. For a long time, I think you're leaning a little too much into the fat, jolly persona. And I'm wondering if it's good for your health, big guy.
Yeah, I mean, these are all good points. I think, elf rights has definitely come up already.
You know what? I didn't want to get into the hashtag elf rights. I did want to say, we see you, elves, and we're with you. We just have to ask a few more questions is all I'm saying. And again, I'm not anti-Santa. I want to be very clear on that. He and I have a great deal in common. As a matter of fact, I myself have been deeply influenced David Bowie style by his gray-bearded, rotund vibe. I really do appreciate that, but I think questions need to be asked.
I think so. There's a question around, like, are elves even, and also, like you mentioned, sustainable economy. Who's paying for the North Pole? Where's that coming from?
See, these are the questions that, my man, if we start diving into, I don't think we like the answers. As I heard many, many moons ago on Glee, I'm not sure the difference. No, I'm not doing it. I can't say it. I can't even make the joke. But yes, there's just a lot of questions about the North Pole economy. And, do elves have equity? I mean, that's a really big part for me, is how is this thing running? If it is, in fact, a socialist organization up there, are Americans no longer going to be accepting their presence every year? So, there's a lot of, I'm just wondering if Big Santa is really keeping the truth from us. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry if we're going to turn your Christmas specials into the Christmas conspiracy theory, but now that we're doing it, you really could create some quality North Pole conspiracy theories. I think you could.
Yeah, I mean, it's all funded on dark money and proceeds of, I don't know, present theft.
Oh my gosh, that's true. Like, is he eating those cookies? Or, I don't know, does Santa have some kind of reciprocal deal with Mrs. Fields? We don't know. I'm just asking questions. All I'm doing is asking questions, David. That's it.
Yeah. I mean,
I got to say, the Hatch Report would sound something like a good, you hear on the Hatch Report.
I mean, one episode a year, I'm focused on, blowing open the North Pole.
And I got to be honest, man, I didn't expect the phrase dark money to appear in this particular.
Well, we own to please. I mean, the elves as indentured slaves as well. I mean, there's a whole issue there, isn't there? And employment rights.
What are the difference between elves and slaves? No one has explained it to me. No. But I would say this. Probably, I hate to say it, man. The first thing I would do when we get to the North Pole is, I think there's something that just needs to be stated clearly and with no room for doubt. The North Pole is Canada's. That is our North Pole. I would be putting a big ass red and white Canadian maple leaf right next to whatever the North Pole flag is. I'm assuming it's red with 3 white hose on it. Also something I didn't expect to say on this particular podcast. But yes, the North Pole is Canadian soil. Russia, America, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to deal, period, with, period, it. Period. Candy cane at the end. Period.
I actually got a candy cane on my desk as well. There you go. Interesting. So you don't see it as like Antarctica, where it's like by international agreement shared and all of this. It's definitely territorial.
According to Instagram, Antarctica is an AI generated myth. So
right.
Honestly, man, this is fun. I'm just going to come on podcast now and do conspiracy theories. It's cool because you don't actually have to have real answers. You can just make up whatever you want on the spot, and it becomes so much more interesting.
And you don't even need to. I mean, there's so many conspiracy theories already. Like, you'd never run out.
Hey, I was going to say I'd put a wall around it, but I don't know who's going to pay for it. Greenland?
Not the elves. They're not even getting paid, are
they? Again, there's just a lot of questions. David and I are not saying this is the truth. We're just saying someone should find out. That's it.
Yeah.
I want to be clear.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we don't know the truth is the disturbing part, isn't it?
That's it. I'm just asking questions. I mean, 24 hours of darkness, I don't know what can go on up there. You know what I'm saying?
And then there's also this thing of the North Pole is moving, isn't it? Like, or at least the magnetic north is moving. So is it even in the place we think it is?
Why would you do that? Why did you do that to me 10 days before Christmas? This is the least fun. This is the least holiday fun I've had so far, David. The North Pole is moving.
Sorry about that.
Okay, if there's any reason we need to trust them even less, all right? This is a man who delivers presents at 3 times the speed of sound, and his home is moving and can't be located on GPS. I don't know. Just a lot of questions, David. Again, even more questions.
This might actually be an answer to a conspiracy theory. This is why no one's ever found it, because it's moving.
David, you've cracked the whole thing open. You really have. If all of a sudden, folks, if you stop hearing from Dave, if we are not here for next year's Christmas recap episode, it is this. It's because we got on the wrong side of Big Santa.
Yeah.
And you can't pin Big Santa down.
Yeah.
Also, my new hip hop name, Big Santa. I'm going to drop one album a year from 24th of December.
There's going to be like a really rushed and unsettling retraction episode in January where we're appearing with black eyes and things.
I just wanted to say that there is nothing going on. reading a little thing on underneath it.
Yeah. I might do that anyway, just for a joke. But yes, moving on. We've covered all of these Santa conspiracy theories we could possibly think of for now.
If I knew Morse code, I'd be like doing jingle bells right now. It'd be just a great Easter egg.
Yeah. Sadly, the only one I remember is SOS, and I don't think that applies yet.
I may have just given someone gingerbread cookie recipes with my blinking. So
similar question, but a slightly different take on it, I think. So it's 10 p.m. It's the 23rd of December. You are the head elf, assuming there's some sort of management structure there. Well, let's not pick another conspiracy theory. Anyway, you are the head elf. What are you going to be doing to prevent burnout in your team of other elves, but still ensure that every child gets a present this year?
Honestly, man, AI. I really think that hey, look, if I'm the head elf, probably the reason I'm head elf is that the previous elf just wasn't ahead of the curve technology-wise. And I think with the innovations in gift desiring, we have got to match that with the innovations in gift delivery. And I know that there are plenty of old schoolers out there who are more like, no, little tiny wooden hammers, little tiny crank working production lines. No, that's not it. For me, it's Elf GPT. And that, I believe, is going to be the key to not just more toys for children, but toys that break quicker so that we can make sure we can replace them the following year. Because, hey, hashtag partnership with any number of major toy manufacturers. So look for our partnership and our collab with Mattel coming up on Elf GPT. It's time for new leadership for the elves, my friend. And as head elf, you can expect more innovative and more independent thinking among the elven people. It's going to be awesome.
That almost turned into an election campaign at the end, though.
Hey, you know what?
An elf election campaign.
You know what? I'm not going to try to be funny for the rest because you have just won the call with Elflection.
I've got to stop. I can't stop.
Hey, look, man, I am well supported by the pointy shoed and red and white striped sock lobbies. And you know what? Come at me, bro.
Yeah. I have to say, it's quite a cynical view of consumerism there, making sure it breaks before next year. Like,
You
I'm
can
not sure
say
about
it's a
that.
cynical look at consumerism, or I can say that it's an innovative way of doing vertical integration and ensuring consistent customer retention. Wait till next year when we launch our Christmas subscription model, where if you want stuff in your stockings every year, you don't have to be good all year long. You just have to make a good payment once a month in perpetuity. Oh, but you can cancel at any time. I'm just going to assume the ADHDers won't, and we're set for life.
Sadly, I think that plenty of finance companies have beaten you to that one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about AI at the North Pole either. I don't know. Like, I'm a little bit of a traditionalist when it comes to AI generally, actually. It's starting to annoy me, if I'm honest. But anyway, on the Christmas theme, this is not the first time this has come up either. And there's a whole question about, has anyone actually ever seen an elf? Do they even exist? Have they been AI this whole time? And that's where AIs come from.
I thought we were done with the conspiracy theorists.
I know, but I can't help it.
So you're saying AI is an elf-generated technology generated on a potentially non-existent floating quasi-continent somewhere in the northern regions of the planet?
Potentially. I mean, as one of the other guests in this episode had a point they have made was there's great cooling potential in the North Pole. Your AI infrastructure is not going to overheat there, is it?
Very true. And I understand that there may be oil beneath it as well. So this is my thing. Those giant candy canes, are they not just innovative oil derricks? Like you asked earlier on, who's paying for this whole North Pole phenomenon, this whole North Pole infrastructure? I am wondering if Santa is illegally drilling for petroleum beneath the ice of the North Pole, which I'm fine with. But as a Canadian, I feel that he should be paying his fair share of Canadian taxes. That's all I'm saying, Santa. We see you. That's how we got Capone, big man. That's how they got Capone.
Oh, gauntlet firmly thrown there. Definitely.
Yeah, there you go. Also, dude hasn't seemed to age. They made him old back in the 1930s, and so nobody seems to have noticed. He's just stayed old.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but not older.
Yeah, I mean, there's a theory there that I don't know who else has it, but it's just popped into my brain. Like, if he's got the technology for AI and he's oil drilling and all these other things, maybe he's just cloning himself. I mean, he's been around hundreds of years, hasn't he? Like, it's either magic or cloning.
I think what we're getting to, and given what we discovered in 2025, is that it is quite possible that Santa is an alien. And the entire North Pole is simply his ice-based spacecraft. And so let's chew on that for a little while. Like, let's kick back with a few fire-roasted chestnuts and just ponder that particular jug of eggnog for a moment, shall we?
Oh, this is getting, it's deep state, deep Santa. I don't know, something like that, but it's getting a bit much.
It's the deep Santa. The deep Santa. Hey, you know what? I hate to say this. I don't want to be dark or during the holidays, but has anybody heard from Rudolph lately? Like, let's face it, man. That guy should have his own talk show. Definitely, Rudolph would definitely have a podcast. You know 100%. What I mean? And so the fact that we're not hearing from this guy, and this guy blew the roof off of some really nasty internal cultural stuff that was going on there. Yeah. You know, the reason I say I want to get up there and start talking to HR is because, like, I don't know about you, but I heard they wouldn't let him even join in any of the reindeer games. And I think from an inclusivity standpoint, that's a problem for me. I mean, if he keeps acting like that guy is going to be able to run for Congress as a Republican if he keeps this crap up. And You know what? I think we're just too divided right now. But he does wear red.
Yeah, I mean, it's definite case of discrimination there, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. I really do.
Yeah,
but again, it's the holidays. Let's be joyous.
Yeah, let's. Well, that was fun though. I enjoyed that.
And I would like to say to our alien Santa overlords, ho ho ho. That's actually alien for I beseech you, don't kill us all.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I think some more fun questions now, where hopefully we can't get too far into. Although there is a controversy one that we'll maybe do that at the end. Okay, so Christmas movie characters. If you had to pick one that would best represent your leadership approach, who would that be? Which character and why?
Oh my goodness, what a great question. I think if I had to pick one leadership approach that from a Christmas character, I've got to go with, what a great question, my friend. You know what? I kind of feel like Hans Gruber. Misunderstood, just trying to, just trying to make his family proud. And I really feel that was just a guy trying to bring a group of people together on the holidays and just create a shared experience. And one Grinch, if you like, just think of it from his perspective. Came in, had a plan, wasn't going to hurt anybody. And then one Grinch comes along and just kind of messes things up for everybody. And I honestly believe that sometimes Christmas hasn't always been the most fun time of year for me. And I always related to the look on Hans Gruber's face as he plummeted to his death. And so that's what Christmas has historically meant to me. And it's changing so much that now I feel a lot more like the young man who was his driver. Stays mostly out of trouble for the entire film, and then gets to play the hero right at the end without ever really being in danger. So a lot of stuff blows up, and he listened to tunes most of the time. So I feel like Hans for most of my life, but I gotta say, I feel more like the limo driver now, and I'm really bothered that I can't remember his name.
No, I can't either.
Jake Peralta? I apologize, my friend. Leroy? I don't remember.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. I need to watch it again this year. I haven't done it yet. It's a Christmas tradition, obviously.
And just a great beard. A great beard for Hans. I really felt it. There's just only Santa beards get any love over Christmas. And I just got to say, if you can attempt to destroy an entire tower and break a woman's heart in one of the most beloved rom-coms, all within one career, Alan Rickman, much love. So you are my Christmas character for this year in honor of your dramatic way of wrecking Christmas over a career. You have an excellent range in different ways of wrecking people's holidays.
I like that. I mean, there's this thing on social media, isn't there? It's been going around for ages, I think. But if you watch Love Actually and then Die Hard back to back, then the Alan Rickman character gets his just desserts for what he does to Emma Thompson.
You know what? I'm there. Also, if you sync it up to Dark Side of the Moon, you don't really understand either. Does nothing, everyone. Don't bother.
Yeah, I mean, on the subject of Alan Rickman, I think my favourite role of his was the Sheriff of Nottingham in the Robin Hood film with Kevin Costner. Absolutely brilliant.
Because it's dull, you idiot. It'll hurt more.
Exactly.
It's one of my favorite lines in movie history. I see you, my friend.
Such a good villain, just in everything he did.
Spoon, cousin. It's such a bizarre. Sorry.
There's just the occasional moments as well where he's just like visibly fed up and just It's just such a mood, isn't he?
Yes. How am I in this movie?
Amazing. Right. Christmas controversy this year then. The festive decorations, the candy canes, the mince pies, the presents and things in the shops. How early is too early?
I recognize that how early is too early for the Christmas culture to descend is a very personal question. I have determined that my life will be easier if I stop fighting it. But deep down inside, my personal feeling is that the day after American Thanksgiving is when I feel that is acceptable. And I'm going to stick with that. American Thanksgiving, I believe, is about 1 month prior to Christmas. And so I feel that once you do that, you can start preparing for the next time you have to be with your family 12 hours after you stopped being with your family. And so I believe American Thanksgiving, as much as I hate to make anything in this world pivot on the American schedule, I'm going to go with that. November 25th.
Yeah, it's a good answer. I like that. I think that I have the same logic for the UK. Obviously, we don't have Thanksgiving, so it's whatever the previous holiday was.
For me, it's not even about the decorations, my friend. Christmas starts for me, without a doubt, the first time I ever hear Mariah. As soon as the Mariah Carey song plays, it is time. And so, and here's the thing, and this can be as controversial as you want for the rest of your listeners, but I love All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. And if they played it on repeat, I would accept that song being played on repeat for the rest of Christmasdom in perpetuity if it meant that I did not have to listen to So This Is Christmas. No, banned, boom, gone. Simply gone, no, boom. And Carol of the Bells. I don't know what sociopath wrote Carol of the Bells, but if I would listen to Mariah Carey backwards before I will listen to Carol of the Bells again. So there's my Christmas controversial take.
Yeah, there's a seasonal variation on being Rickrolled that involves the Last Christmas song, isn't there?
Thank you, my friend. That you could not have put it better.
Yeah. So I have to say I'm not a fan of the Mariah song. However, I have recently been sent a version of this by a YouTuber called Anthony Vincent. I don't know if you've heard of him. And he did an Ozzy Osbourne style version of that song. And suddenly I can bear the song.
Really?
It's really good. Really good. Highly recommend that. Well, I think that's probably we've done more than enough controversial Christmas questions, haven't we?
This was Bizarro World today, man. I hope that's okay.
No, that's
I
good.
figured,
At
least let's go completely off the wall. I hope that it didn't come off as disrespectful. I'm happy to give a couple of serious answers if you want.
No, it's all good. That's the whole point of this episode, is to be a bit silly and not at all serious.
I got a Christmas message out there, though, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
A quick Christmas message. Hey, to all of the hatchlings out there, I have now dubbed your followers the hatchlings. I just want to say, my whole life, I never liked Christmas. I grew up in a family where it was a lot more stress than it was joy. And so not only that being the case, but seeing how much more excited a lot of other people were for it was always tough. So I will say, though, in the last 2 or 3 years, that instead of just being like, Christmas is tough, I tried to go out and create some new Christmas traditions. And I got to say, I'm 3 years ago saying I'm not going to see Christmas as something to be sad about anymore and trying to develop new traditions. And I got to tell you, man, like, I really like Christmas this year. And it's only taken 3 years for all of those 2 or 3 little traditions, going to the Nutcracker and going and taking a picture of the tree and drinking a hot chocolate, little stuff that replaced all the stressful stuff. Like, if Christmas has been a time that you kind of roll your eyes at and don't kind of get why everyone loves it, like, you can make a conscious decision to just build a different type of Christmas than the kind that didn't work for you. And I just kind of was thinking, when you asked me to do this again, I thought I would like to say that at some point. With all the other jokes and stuff, like, you can turn around what this time of year means if it's never meant the same thing to you as other people. Because I found that sometimes we let our frustration that we don't feel the same way everyone else does about a holiday. I think sometimes it comes out as anger and frustration at other people, and it's not. So for what it's worth, like, I'm in this goofy mood because I just finished 3 days of my new Christmas traditions. And you know what? They're way cooler than the way I used to feel. So yeah, if you're out there and you never got the big deal, you can kind of regroup it or redesign it for yourself. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's a really nice message. And we love a good reframe as well on the podcast. So what a great example of it for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I hope coming on this show every Christmas can become one of those little traditions you have. That'd be
If
lovely.
you'll keep having me, my man, this was super fun. Like, you do so many podcasts, and you just always struck me as a guy, especially for this one, that we could be like, let's be a little goofy. So
Definitely. Yeah. I'm goofy by nature, if not by name. Awesome. Well, Drew, have a lovely Christmas, and thank you again so much for being with us.
My absolute pleasure, man.
Well, listener or viewer, thank you so much for sharing part of your holiday period with us today. I hope you enjoyed being a crucial part of the Leading with Integrity Christmas special. Do check those show notes below for links to the websites of each and every guest who's been on today's show, as well as links to their previous episodes, if applicable, as well. So if you would like to hear more from any or all of them, there's plenty of options to do so down there in those show notes. That's all I have for you today, I'm afraid. Conscious that we're over the 3-hour mark, so I don't want to steal any more of your Christmas time. Do tune in again tomorrow for the 2025 Boxing Day clip show, when I'll be revisiting the key trends, themes, and favourite moments from this year on the podcast. And until then, I hope you're having or have had a magical, safe, and fun Christmas day. I wish you all the very best for the festive season. And of course, be a leader, not a boss. Merry Christmas.